above, in all thy son's command. With glowing hearts we see the right. This is the worst. Stop it. I have no cadence. Hey, Jill.
Oh, hey.
Sorry. It's Canada Day in
Yeah.
Ontario.
Yeah. Hello and welcome. Today is Plomeek Vulcan tea time, but today we're celebrating Canada Day.
Yay.
Good tea. Nice house.
And, I always have to play a little Worf drinking tea at the beginning of my show. So
I'm just happy that Worf has a drink. That's great.
yeah, it always makes me happy to see Worf comfortable and enjoying his stay.
Jill, okay, here's a question. Um, what is, okay, it's not even a question. Here's my statement. I think that one of the best double bills that you could possibly do when it comes to Star Trek is watch Star Trek Generations followed by Way of the Warrior.
Way of the Warrior. Which episode is that?
That's the two-part Deep Space Nine
Deep
episode.
Space Nine. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's right after. Like, and you still get Worf in classic uniform before he goes to that stupid fucking Voyager jumpsuit. And I'm sorry, I don't know what your stance is on Starfleet uniforms. But
I love them all.
well, so do I. But I'm just asking, do you think that that's a viable double feature? Generations followed by.
Well, I love most Deep Space Nine episodes, so that makes sense to me. Sure, that sounds wonderful.
But don't you?
Except I don't really like Generations that much. That's the only problem
Why?
with that.
Why are you angry at Generations?
Um, because the way Captain Kirk was killed.
What was wrong with
terrible. Captain Kirk should have died on the bridge, not under a bridge.
that? I know, that's funny.
And
but he was alone.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I liked it.
You like that?
No,
I guess
not at first. Not at first.
But
there's so much about Generations that is strange. Like, just in terms of, like, remember Antonia? Antonia was the crazy, or not crazy, the Nexus wife that Kirk never had. Right?
Oh, right. Okay.
And
was this before or after he cooked eggs? I'm sorry, I haven't seen Generations in a while.
No, he was cooking the eggs for Antonia.
Oh, all right.
And also, I would like to say that this completely qualifies as a Canadian conversation because William Shatner, raised in Montreal.
Yes. William Shatner is definitely Canadian.
Hey, Pleasant Valley.
Yep.
Ahoy. Gorillas.
Yes, hello in the chat to Pleasant Valley Picker.
What
Happy
was I mangling? What did I mangle?
Son of a Red Shirt says, listening to Scotty mangle the Canadian anthem makes me want to immigrate to Australia.
I lived in Australia. Their anthem is worse.
Hello in the chat to Arabic Sonder. And Pleasant Valley Picker, love the anthem. One of the best things about Canada is many of us don't take things too seriously.
All of the best comedians are Canadian, I think.
Sure. Tell me about some of those.
Well, you got Jim Carrey, you got Mike Myers. You know what? Now that I've said it out loud, and also it's kind of a weird weekend all around because we have a Friday, which is a Canada Day, and a Monday, which is a 4th of July.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an interesting bracket. And so I do have to take that into account because when I think about my favorite comedians, I would say all of them are American.
Hmm.
Like
And,
George Carlin, Lewis Black, and
and
that's it.
is there a reason why Canada Day is so close to, the 4th of July?
Well, Jill, the only thing I can ask is why do birds suddenly appear? We just wanted to be closer to you, and it's summertime.
Yeah, that works.
Like, I don't know. I don't like when it comes to Christmas, it's not like Jesus was born on the 25th of December.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know? The only thing I know is that I read that July 1st is the day they defined the territories in Canada. So it was essentially
The
born.
Dominion.
Yeah. That's all I know.
Isn't it weird that Canada is a Dominion?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
I thought that was kind of funny,
I,
given
you
what
know,
we
I've
know about
seen,
Star Trek.
yeah, and I've seen Cisco memes about like, oh no, Canada is a Dominion, and he gets all angry and he kills it. It's great.
I never saw that. That's hilarious. Pleasant Valley Picker says the only TNG movie I enjoyed was First Contact, as it was as close to a man of action Picard ever came. Still like Kirk better, though.
See, I'm softening, and because of what we've had so far, I'm not up to date on Strange New Worlds.
I am, but I don't want to be.
Well,
I don't
no,
want to
but how
flush
do
my
you feel?
memory.
Like, I trust your opinion. How do you feel about it?
I feel like this show would be better if they didn't have the Star Trek name on it, if they didn't try to dredge up old characters, and if these were all unique new characters, I might be able to kind of enjoy the absurdity of it. But since they decide to step all over canon and just absolutely befoul everything that came before, it's not possible to enjoy. So, and I'm watching it anyway, though, just so I could talk to Clobby about it.
Well, does it look good?
Yeah, it looks
But
good,
the plot, like,
but that
are
means
you?
nothing to me. Like I look at
Well,
the Jeffries tube and I'm like, oh, that's a nice Jeffries tube, and that's
yeah.
probably the best thing about the whole show.
Don't go talking about Jeffrey's tubes again. So no, but like I'm just saying, like, does it chap you because it's not good storytelling, or are
Yes,
you okay? And well, Jill, have you seen the Orville?
yes.
And how is that going?
Oh God, I love the first 3 episodes.
What happened?
I don't know that Seth MacFarlane
You
is
seem to
starting.
be implying, like, I've only seen the first episode and I fell in
Hmm.
love and I
Yeah, it was
want.
absolutely wonderful. Oh, hello in the chat to Anonymous.
Hey, don't let me interrupt you. Keep on going.
Oh,
Well,
welcome.
well, I have my Tuesday Orville show, so I don't want to get too deep into what's going on, but things are starting to take a political turn on the Orville. Very dramatic. It's turning. This last episode, you can interpret it any way you like, so everybody can form their own opinions on it. But at the same time, it it wasn't a science fiction show, and there was it was 100% drama, deep
Yeah.
emotional drama,
So,
and
Emotional damage.
that's that's not what I watch Star Trek for. So, but
oh
anyway,
no, but oh come on. Jill, I haven't seen the episode and so I don't know what exactly you're
mhm.
referring to. But my
I didn't
favorite
hate
my
it.
my favorite episode of Jean-Luc Picard is Family.
Oh, Hey, Pleasant Valley Picker, you've got YouTube playing in the background. Can you
Oh,
please?
sorry. Just
You're
a
right.
second here.
I love Family, but Family was
And that's
directly
not a
dealing.
science fiction show.
Yeah, it is though because it's a direct sequel to a science fiction show. All Good Things. I mean, not All Good Things. Best of Both Worlds was a science fiction story,
Yeah.
and Family is the aftermath of how that science fiction affected.
But it's a completely
Picard.
real world, no whizzing doodads or nothing. Like, it is absolutely a character study. That could have been on an episode of Falcon Crest.
Yeah.
And that's why I love it, is
I-
when they actually invest in the character. And that's what, like, I know that people in the chat are, action fans of First Contact, but I think First Contact, like, it's kind of shit.
Yeah, but the great thing about Family is that it didn't demonize the brother for having opposing opinions to
No.
Picard. It was wonderful in that regard,
It
and
was
this
emotional.
episode of
Yeah.
the Orville kind of demonizes one person on it, and
Charlie? Is
I
it
don't-
Charlie?
No, it's not Charlie.
Is
No,
it Clayton?
Charlie is the bestest ever, but she's okay. She's fine. She's fine.
Are you doing the thing? Are you saying that like is Charlie like a Mary Sue?
So far that's all they've portrayed her as. Her only fault is that she hates Isaac.
She's on the verge of being a Mary Sue.
Yeah, she's on the verge of it because anytime we hear anybody talk about her, they just say, "Oh, you're so great, and this is why you're great," instead of showing us why she's great. And
So should I
there-
stop
this
looking
is-
up deep fakes of Charlie?
Well, I'm not going to say that she's definitely very beautiful. So hopefully they can turn it around.
Oh no! I don't know what you think I was inferring. I'm just never mind.
I don't
Yeah,
know
it seems to be
either.
a common problem is there's so many characters that are just portrayed as so perfect that they're basically boring. I mean, what's the point if they can never make a mistake? Where's the drama going to
Yes.
come from?
Exactly.
It's like
And-
even Gordon, he's the bestest friggin' pilot.
Yeah, but
there
they
is.
show us that he is though.
Well, yeah, no, but
And then they
I'm
also-
gonna need to see him screw up something. I'm gonna need to
I-
see it.
Well, he has, hasn't he? No,
Well, I mean, like
Mm.
his
he
nobody.
screws up.
I don't know. I mean, he's not a Mary Sue, obviously.
No,
but
he's not.
he's
Yeah,
they hired
Mary
him.
Sue.
Yeah, you better believe it. But they brought him in because he was a really great pilot, obviously.
They
But
did.
he can't be perfect. Nobody's perfect.
Well, he's not. He was drinking a beer that first day, and when he was called out on it, he kind of almost crashed a ship just to prove that he wasn't drunk.
Well, I mean,
he-
character flaws are
Yeah,
different,
so
but
yeah,
skills.
characters are
I'm
good.
talking about
No, I'm saying
skills.
that as a good thing.
Yeah. I mean,
Because
I get the
that shows
character
how you
flaw
kind
thing,
of-
but I'm thinking more along the lines of skills.
Mhm.
Nobody's perfect
Well,
at what they do. So
right.
people do make
Gordon
mistakes.
is good at his job.
Well, so in Electric Sheep, I was okay with them saying that Charlie can see fourth dimensionally or whatever. But this episode, they're also like, she's also an expert archaeologist. So how many more things is she going to be awesome and perfect at?
Oh, yeah,
we'll see.
She's bound to get better.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the characters are basically perfect, and I mean, there's no room in the story for them to grow and change and develop and lead to other interesting areas to be explored, right? I mean, if they're
Yeah.
just perfect all the time.
But there's still 5 more episodes. Maybe they'll have something for her that'll resolve that.
I think they're hoping that her hatred for Isaac is her one flaw that you could point to,
Mhm.
but like everybody else hated him too. So
Yeah. Right.
it's kind of not.
I'm going to invoke my Canada privilege.
Yes,
And-
please do. This is Canada's stream.
Yeah, no, we're totes for Canada. As everyone on this panel and everyone in the chat who are brilliant, they all know that Star Trek Beyond, the third in the Kelvin Star Trek universe, was filmed in Vancouver. And so, yay, Canada. But also, I want to know What is your favorite Kelvin universe movie, and why is it Star Trek Beyond?
Well, I know what my least favorite is.
Which one?
Into Darkness.
Into
Yes,
Darkness.
agreed.
Oh, that's a horrible movie.
Like I can only be
Yeah,
so
what is your least favorite? That's the only.
Well,
It was
that's
just
the answer.
awful.
That's yeah, but the question is, which do you like better, the first one or the last one?
Which
like
one
the
is the
first
one
one.
that you hate the least?
I actually
Yeah.
like the last one.
I like.
I mean,
no,
it was
Star
kind
Trek
of brainless,
Beyond
but
is
it was
my
at least
favorite.
entertaining, and it moved
Yeah.
along at a good pace. I thought so.
I thought
Talk
it was
about
really good.
First one or the last one?
The last one, Beyond.
Beyond sucked the
Yeah,
eye
I
out
like
of it.
Beyond the best.
They won with Beastie Boys music. What the
As
God?
as I
That was
always
laughing.
want to.
I was laughing my butt off on that.
No, but I loved that. It was like
yeah,
a
that
roller
was a little bit
coaster.
ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. Of course it was. I have the beats and shouting.
Oh, Clobbering Times has the right answer here. All
Dalek!
of the Jar Jar Abrams movies are filth. And you know what? Okay, so maybe if your question is the one that I hated the least, it was the first one because I didn't know any better. I thought, oh, this was just an innocent popcorn movie, that just introduced us to some alternate universe. It at least admitted that it was an alternate universe
Yeah, and
that we were seeing all these characters in.
I was going through the whole thing, fully expecting them to reverse it all
Mhm.
until the end, and then it didn't happen, and I was like, "What?"
Right. And but what I didn't know is that one movie was going to lead to all of the terrible not Star Trek that we have today. And so
Yeah,
for that,
that's the problem.
I can't say that I like any of them.
Trigger event.
Yeah, what
But,
followed
Scotty-
was pretty bad.
Well, but I do enjoy the fact that it was written by Simon Pegg. I think it was directed in the spirit of the series. I have an affinity towards it. I understand where you're coming from, and I'm not gonna fucking bury a flag in it. But like I think it's the closest to seeing a live action original series episode.
I respect your opinion,
But I'm
Yeah.
wrong. I understand.
but you're wrong.
I didn't mind the actors, like the characterizations. The main problem was in the writing, I thought, more than the portrayal of the actors. I thought the cast
Yeah,
did a decent
The
job
cast was great.
with what
Yeah.
they had. Like, I mean,
Carl Urban
Kirk and
as Dr.
Spock were
McCoy is
pretty
great.
well portrayed, I thought, but the
Yeah.
writing sometimes was a little painful.
Oh yeah, the
Why-
actors are
why
almost
is-
never the problem.
Why is Anton Yelchin not doing anything anymore? I thought he was going to be
Oh,
a
I
star.
don't know, man. It's such a shame.
Yeah, I know. He just dropped off the map.
Oh, rest in peace.
Yeah,
Rest in peace
that
to
was
Anton
tragic.
Yelchin.
He died?
I mean,
Too soon, man.
Imagine
Too
being
soon.
run over by your own car.
No, it's been a couple of
Jeez.
years. It's fine to make jokes.
Okay. Well,
I'm
So-
callous.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess the only positive thing I can say about the Jar Jar movies is that I was there at the 50th Star Trek convention in Las Vegas, and they had this big banner for Anton, and everybody was able to write a message, and they sent the banner to his parents.
Wow, that's
So,
cool.
Yeah,
And
that was good.
I joke, and I'm sorry I'm being a jerk, but like Anton Yelchin, his career, his acting, like I really think that he is a man who was taken from the world too soon, and I don't
Agreed.
say that
Oh,
lightly.
definitely.
And yeah, and just to tie it back into the genre fiction that we enjoy, is if you haven't seen Green Room, it is Chekhov versus Picard. You gotta check it out. You have to. And
Okay.
I'm not saying that again, I'm not trying to be emotionally distant. I'm just saying that what Anton Yelchin would want is like, no, I really like this movie. You should watch it. I'm in it. Like, the best way that we can honor his memory and legacy is to watch his art.
Yes, I agree. But Clobby is also right here saying Jar Jar Abrams trash is Steino, Star Trek, and name only. It's not legit Trek. Barfy face.
It's copycat. Except
Well,
for the
then-
third one. I will give the third one's not a copy, but the first two were
Mhm.
copies. Or
Yes.
they were ripped off from original
I can't
Trek.
argue that at all.
And that's J.J.
Oh,
Abrams'
yeah.
style. That's what he does.
Mm-hmm. Well,
yeah,
and
Into
that's
Darkness
why
was so horrible.
when the third one, when JJ was more hands off, that's when it got good.
And I didn't get to say hi to Pleasant Valley Picker. CA, happy Canada
Oh.
Day.
Yeah. Hi, Jill.
And-
Happy
and
Canada
hi.
Day to you too.
And hello also to Dalek 451, our friend in the UK. Also, I still hear myself very faintly in the background, as if someone
I've
is.
got my YouTube
Oh, you
turned
know
off,
what?
so it's
It
not
might be
my,
these
not my mic.
It might be these headphones. We might be fine.
No, I hear it too.
You do?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just super jazzed that people are watching this. It's so fun to hang out with you on this Canada Day of mine.
Yeah. Thanks for. Oh, right. I had this little clip for you, just introductory clip in case you weren't early.
Scotty, I can't change the laws of physics.
Oh, you are an amazing friend. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And also, that's also a segue for Jimmy Doohan, who is also Canadian
True.
and also a hero. He was in World War II.
He was
Yeah,
at
he's there.
Normandy, I think.
Yeah, D-Day.
Yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
that's when he got his finger shot off.
Yes, it was friendly fire, I think, and his life
That
life
is-
itself was saved by smoking.
Well, and that's why I continue to smoke.
Well, not exactly smoking itself, but having had a smoking lighter in his chest pocket saved his life.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
can,
it's amazing.
you can carry a lighter without actually having to smoke.
Oh, that's, you know what, Jill, thank you so much, because I always highlight William Shatner as being my favorite Canadian. And now that you mention it, Jimmy Doohan, he was a Canadian as well. And so
That's right.
why don't I elevate Scotty?
We can
Scotty
elevate
is-
both, but you're right.
I can. No, but I'm just, I'm coming, like, this is what these conversations are for, so I can learn, explore, discover.
He was born
And-
in Vancouver, actually, which is only about
Yeah.
a 4.5, 5 hour drive from where I am. So
You know what the weirdest thing is, and I don't want to bring the whole thing dark, but I'm gonna. You know where Walter Koenig's son killed himself?
Oh no!
ouch! I didn't even realize that had happened. Gosh, I never heard about that.
Yeah, it was
I
in
have heard.
Vancouver.
Ouch!
Oh no!
Well, he played Boner on Growing Pains.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah. That's Walter Koenig's son, and sadly, he decided to bring down the conversation
Wow.
in no, I can't blame that guy. It was my fault.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, I figured out it probably was my speakers. I fixed it now, though. I put it through my headphones finally. I haven't
Oh,
had my
great!
well, my headphones are kind of half broken
Fantastic.
because I'm only getting sound in one ear. I need to replace them, so I haven't used them in ages, and I forgot to switch it over to my USB audio device connection, so it should be good now.
That's great. And you know what, Pleasant Valley? I always see your name. You say you're a picker. What does that mean exactly in Canada?
Have you ever seen the show American Pickers?
Yes. Okay,
well-
so it's that.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing where I basically, buy stuff and sell stuff on eBay, sort of to supplement my main, income. Like I have a regular job, but I kind of sell on eBay on the side. So
It's kind of like a hobby, but a profitable one.
kind of a small business, maybe. I mean, I've never made a huge amount of money, but it can bring in, some hundreds of dollars. If you can, find anything worth selling, that's the problem. It's quite a challenge sometimes to find, something good to sell. So. And it seems
Well-
like, prices are going up in all the secondhand stores around here, so that doesn't help.
Oh, I have a special guest who's just arrived, and it is Raquel
Hey,
R.
Hi.
Briggs. Hi, Raquel. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. How is everyone today?
I'm good.
Raquel?
I'm good here.
Yes,
Commander
fine.
Raquel?
yes. Commander R.M.
That's
Briggs,
officer.
for the first time, has joined me on my show today. Happy Canada Day.
Oh, well,
Happy
thank you so
Canada
much.
Day.
Yeah, happy Canada Day, Raquel.
I'm Texan. I'm not Canadian, so today is the day that I'm hoping to learn a little bit about Canada and
You,
have a little bit of fun.
you know what? And cultural appropriation is not a big deal in Canada because we're all just Canadians.
Yes, I'm appropriating away.
I'm
And
the only
No,
one
I
who was.
love Canadian Texans.
I was the only one born close enough to Canada without going over.
and I invited Raquel here today because she is a science fiction writer, also Canadian. So I wanted to celebrate her work today. And I hadn't read her stories, and this morning I read two of them, and I was absolutely floored by both of them. They were amazingly well written, tightly, and I wanted to thank you for joining me today because you are a real science fiction storyteller, and I read Lila, that one broke my heart, and also Charmaine
Yeah.
too. So they were very haunting depictions of things that we think about for our near future, and
Yeah.
I hope that some people here can go read them. They really don't take that long to read.
Yeah, that's the wonderful thing about short stories is why they were so popular at the end of the 1800s and well into the 1950s and 1960s, when of course there was a massive magazine craze in Western society, and so many folks were able to get that work out there, and it's nice to read on the bus. It's nice to read on the train. It's nice to read on the beach, and so yeah, they're another thing I really love about short stories, no matter what genre they are, is that you don't have to overplay your hand. The reader gets to expand that world. If you do your due diligence and you tell a good story, the reader gets to fill in the greater world, pushing the walls of the story beyond the scant words used, creating an entire world in their mind, and that's the beautiful art and craft of
And that
short
actually
stories.
is what happens in your stories.
Oh, thank you.
I wish I could. I can't really talk too much about them because that will reveal some of the twists that you have in there.
Yeah.
But I really encourage people to check them out. If you've been starving for real science fiction lately in this world today, you really got to check these out. These fill a great big hole that I've been feeling.
Oh, that's so kind of you to say. You know how much I just absolutely love you. So very high praise. I'm very honored, and I'm so grateful to have you as a reader, and to be able to share in that communication exchange with you. I'm very flattered, very honored. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I look forward to reading them.
Yeah,
I'll
right.
Have to,
And
I'll
that's
have
how
to
this.
get some
Yeah,
one of
you
these
actually do have to. I'm actually now requiring all of my listeners to read these stories.
days.
Do they have
I don't-
pictures?
I don't
They're
want
on,
to be all Marty McFly to you,
The
but it was like,
pictures
oh,
are-
my stars, George. I didn't know you were creative.
The pictures are in your mind. She paints everything so perfectly.
I look forward to it.
The Charmaine one kind of gave me some 1984 vibes, but also, I guess I could say it is a bit related to what we've been experiencing the past couple years.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, and I think, we've gotten away from that in recent years. A lot of people who listen to Clobby's Clubhouse, or who have listened to me on the Pop Culture Breakdown on Doomcock Show, although I don't get to speak quite as much on that show. I just don't have the time to be there. Science fiction has really gotten away from what it is, because writing science fiction short story and writing episodic stories is a difficult craft. The reason being is that you have to formulate ideas, and then you have to package those ideas in, and every word is precious, and then that can be, turned into a teleplay. What's far easier is to write these long serials that have this very long story arc that takes place over multiple episodes or an entire season. And then what ends up happening is you get away from
then
those
you get
ideas,
Q from Picard
and you wind up focusing on people and feelings and drama and feelings
it's
instead
all
of the
about the
science
drama.
fiction. Yeah.
The thing is, it seems like science fiction has forgotten about the science part of it. It's just fiction now, you know, and it's bad fiction a lot of the time. Like it's more like a soap opera than science fiction. A lot of this stuff.
Yep, it's got that right.
Yeah. Good science fiction should help you deal with futurism, your anxiety about futurism.
It should build a convincing world, right? That makes sense.
and it should inspire you. You should be inspired by technology.
Well, and I don't want to. I don't want to invoke my Canadian privilege right now.
It's
but
funny
I'm
you
gonna.
should mention the whole.
David Cronenberg directed one of the greatest. David Cronenberg being a Canadian, and I don't know where it was filmed, but The Fly, I would say, arguably Canadian film.
Well, it had Jeff Goldblum in the lead role.
It did have, and he's not Canadian. He's from America, from what I understand.
As far as I know.
It's
but it was an interesting film, actually. I haven't seen it in years,
I'm sorry, I just sort of ditched the conversation. I apologize. Anyway, so but other Canadian things, have you ever seen the bigger, longer, uncut film that is South Park?
Yes,
I have not seen it.
You've never seen South Park bigger, longer?
I've seen South Park in the early seasons. I enjoyed it a lot, but then after a while, it seemed to get repetitious, and I kind of lost interest in it.
The film is sublime, and I think it holds up even today.
I'll have to check it out one of these days, then.
If you're into the only reason I bring it up is because there is a glorious Oscar-nominated film called Blame Canada.
I've heard of that one.
Yeah. So if you have the tubes that are you should punch
I'll have to
that
see if
in.
I can find those online somewhere. Then
it's a good song. I don't want this stream to be.
Yeah, I think I've heard that song actually. I'm pretty sure I have heard that song a few years back now, but yeah.
Well, and also, and I can't say the Terrence and Phillips song from the very beginning of the film, but also.
Oh yeah, please don't sing that one.
I'm not gonna.
Oh, geez.
But also, I
I
enjoy how people are leaving the theater and they're saying like, "Well, what do you expect? They're Canadian."
Well, yeah. It's been a while since I've seen that movie, but it was good.
I saw it in the theater.
Oh, hello, Dalek. How are you doing today?
Ahoy.
Sorry, I felt like I was kind of starting to feel like I wouldn't. While you were all so busy talking, I was starting to feel like I wouldn't be able to get a word in.
That's a really good point, Dalek. So anyway, can I tell you a story?
Oh, Dalek, I want you to feel heard. Also, what do you have? What do you have
Go
for
ahead.
us today? What's going on? How have you been feeling today?
I've been okay today. Were you talking about the Orville at all when I first came in?
I did talk a little bit about it. I do have my Tuesday show where I'm going to expand more on it. But did you have something you wanted to share?
Well, it's just remember you said, who was it? Which of you said it? said about science fiction today being like a soap opera.
Yeah,
That was me. That was
Yeah.
me.
that
It
was
is
Well,
that
kinda
was the
soapy.
last episode for sure.
Well, that's what I felt like with the latest episode of the Orville. And my God, I was so bored by it.
Yep, I'm hearing that a lot, and so was I.
Yeah, Clobby said that too, I believe, on the chat the other night.
Yeah,
But it's so strange because I think that I think The Boys is a soap opera, and I'm still engaged.
Hello, Mark D with the C.
Hi, Mark D.
He says, "Happy Canada Day."
Happy Canada. By all thy sons command, with glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. Bum, bum, bum.
God bless America.
Oh my God, is that a Ford commercial?
I thought I'd get a little jab in there.
No, it was good. It was good.
Now, yeah.
To answer your question,
Back to the Orville.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
I look at one of the. I know it was a little in your face with the whole, allegories, but it's one of those. I'm praying that it's one of those shows where you just have to muddle through to get to the better ones. I didn't really care for it because I knew as soon as I heard the title of the show, I knew what it was going to be, and as soon as I saw, Topa, played by a female, I knew exactly what was going to happen.
Exactly.
It was very predictable.
There was no suspense.
No, it was very predictable.
I want after the complete political cringe fest and utter letdown that was the episode before, the Krill episode. I was so hoping for a fun space adventure this week, and what do I get?
I'm sorry, Lenrod.
An utter snooze fest.
I think we've all grown a little too sensitive to the crazy, in our shows. So whenever we have a show that's usually decent and entertaining, and they do something like this, it just heightens our anger and our disdain.
I think it's almost more disappointment in a way too. I mean, it's just like it's such a letdown when you're expecting something great and it just goes right down the drain.
It's starting to fizzle.
I haven't actually watched season 3 yet
because I don't. For the first time ever, I was actually. And the last I was like, I just want this. I was like watching it. I was just like, I want this to end. And I was like, oh my God, there's 25 minutes left. And oh my God. And the part of the episode I was actually hoping it would be about what we got in the trailer.
The dinosaur, the adventure in the tomb.
The whole thing in the tomb,
an afterthought or before thought.
That was barely in the episode for more than 5 minutes. It's like, so the trailer was a complete lie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand your anger there because we're coming into the show hoping for some escapism, some fun science fiction story.
No, I want to hear about how I'm an awful man for having been complicit in any atrocity that has ever occurred.
Oh boy.
You know what? Being Caucasian is my favorite.
Yeah. Anyway,
and you're Canadian to boot.
Yeah, right.
What a boot it!
What a boot it!
Hey, fuck you, buddy. Fuck you, pal. I'm not your friend, buddy. I'm not your pal.
So, Chris Perza was going back to Cronenberg here, saying that Cronenberg filmed The Fly in Toronto, and there's a shot of the Canadian Tower in one scene.
It's the CN Tower. actually.
Yeah, it's
Jill.
not the Canadian Tower. It's the
It's the
Canadian
CN National
CN
Railway
Tower.
is what
Yeah.
it's named after.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for educating me. I did not
Oh,
know.
you're
God
welcome.
bless
Always love to share knowledge.
Canada, land that I love.
And Son of Red Shirt says, funny enough, if you remember, the original Fly was filmed in Montreal. Well, maybe not
Really?
really, but they claimed they were just outside of
Well, and
Montreal.
never knew
also,
that.
oh my stars.
Wow.
Okay, so in terms of Canadian films, and this is part of the conversation that we were discussing earlier. Like, have you guys ever seen that Matthew Perry and Bruce Willis film?
Yes,
What was that?
the whole
What was
9
it
yards.
called? The Whole 9 Yards. Filmed in Montreal, and you know what? It is a beautiful film simply because it is filmed in Canada, and it's one of those things as a Canadian I get to be like, yay!
I've heard of it.
But-
Good enough a reason as any, I guess.
Well, no, but like you're Americans. You have movies all over your country.
We
When-
we
when the-
also have Canadian actors all over our country.
Yeah.
They're like cockroaches. You just-
How dare you speak
I
ill
don't
of
know if I agree with that comment.
well, just,
Shatner?
Talented
is not a
cockroaches, though.
cockroach. But I'm just saying, it was
there is a lot of
interesting-
Canadian content down in the States.
It was interesting to see the city of Montreal showcased. Now, as Americans, I don't know how many of you have been to Montreal, but apparently the entire geography of the situation was completely inaccurate. Now, have you ever experienced that when you've been in an American city that you're aware of, and you're like, there's no way they would just like walk there? Like geographic distances.
I've only been in one town where they filmed a movie,
Okay.
and there was no way the people were walking to the sites in the movie. Of course, this was in California, so
Yeah.
I lived in Vancouver for 5 years, and they filmed a lot of movies there. And usually, it's always pretends to be an American city in the.
Were you an
in the
extra
film, right?
in Rumble in the Bronx?
I was never an extra in anything, unfortunately. But
Remember Rumble in the Bronx? That was.
I've heard of it. That's another one I still
yeah,
haven't
Jackie
seen.
Chan, Jackie Chan.
Oh, okay, right. I remember that now. But yeah, I mean, it's like they filmed like you remember the TV show Dark Angel?
Yep.
Yeah,
Vaguely.
that was on for 2 seasons. That was filmed in Vancouver.
Oh,
all
right,
around.
with Jessica
Some-
Alba.
Yeah, with Jessica Alba. Yeah,
I
some of
played the video game. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Because some of the scenes, I mean, were filmed in places that I was quite familiar with, right? When I lived there, I recognized them when I saw the show. But of course, it was supposed to take place in Seattle, right? The series, because they'd always show her on the Space Needle or whatever.
Oh, it
So,
was produced by James Cameron. It was gonna
yeah,
be like,
yeah. I'm
Yes, sir.
amazed it got actually canceled after 2 seasons with James Cameron behind it. But they canceled
Well-
it, I guess, so they could put Firefly on, and then they canceled Firefly. So, yeah.
And that
I
was
didn't know what
okay.
they were doing.
Firefly was such a good show. I miss that
Firefly
show.
was awesome. I've never been to Canada, but I hope to go one day. And I was hoping one day that they'll have like a really good Stargate convention to get me to go.
Stargate was filmed here in BC, in Vancouver.
Yep.
Yeah. Jill, can I see you at camera 2 for just 1 second?
Sure. I'm
Okay.
not ever sure what you mean when you say that.
I know, neither do I. So anyway, there's the Hamilton comic book convention that is happening in September. Okay, I'm gonna go because it is 2/3 of the Weekend at Bernie's cast. So Terry Kaiser and Jonathan Silverman. I'm gonna buy an exclusive. Like, what poster should I get both of those dudes to sign?
I don't know. What posters do you have?
You wait. Sorry. Jill, I took you as a Weekend at Bernie's fan.
I was about to
you-
say that. I was about to say that.
I've seen,
Are you
I've
not a
seen- I-
Weekend at Bernie's
See-
fan?
I was very young when that movie came out. I saw it, and I don't remember much of it
Okay, then
except
I'm
for the main
asking.
premise.
You know what? I adore you, and I apologize for infringing, but you're the wrong person to ask. Anyway, back to the
but
show.
someone might be the right one here. Sorry about
Either
that.
Weekend at Bernie's or you get a mannequin.
I don't know. I want to go see these guys. Like I was informed by Weekend at Bernie's.
You like
I
mannequin?
think it's fun.
Mhm.
I do like Mannequin, but Andrew McCarthy isn't gonna be there.
Oh, Jonathan Silverman. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I got
No,
my faces
no,
mixed
and
up.
that's the thing. And that's the thing that's sort of putting me off of the whole situation is that if I could get all three,
Oh God, yeah.
yeah. But I'll take two.
Wait,
And
weren't you
Terry
also going to see someone else? You were also going to go to another convention. Were you going to see William Shatner or someone else?
Oh no, that was in Niagara. I never went.
Oh, you didn't go. You didn't end up going to that. Oh, I'm
No.
sorry to hear that.
No, it's fine.
Okay. And Eric Saunders wants to say no one's mentioning
That Discovery, yes.
that was filmed in Canada. Yeah.
Yes, Disco was and in Toronto. It was
Mhm.
near me.
And
Yeah, there's a lot of shows filmed in Canada. A lot of shows filmed in Vancouver.
Well,
over
but
the years.
yeah,
Well,
cockroaches.
and I went-
We'll be talking about Kurtzman. That makes more sense.
Well, and if anybody wants to pay attention to things, I went on a date with a woman who was a Klingon in Star Trek Discovery. Like just a background, she just had the helmet on. Like she was, yeah. And that's exactly how we ended up hanging out. And it was great. And she told me all about so they do film near me.
Interesting.
And Klingons sometimes are single.
Hmm.
I don't like the Klingons in Discovery though.
Oh no, me neither.
Oh, they look
they're
horrible.
They're not right.
Well, they look fine when they take their makeup off.
Well,
Yeah, nothing
I'm
against
sure.
your date. I'm sure she was a
Oh
lovely,
right, no,
lovely
I don't
woman.
have anything ever against the actors of any
No,
of
no,
these
not the
shows that I
actors,
don't
but
like.
I think the way they do the makeup is just it's just weird. I mean, they don't. I don't know. They look like something else. They don't seem like Klingons to me.
Well, and that's one of the
They're not.
questions that I have
You're
about
right.
Picard season 3. If they bring back Worf, I'm like, what is he gonna
God.
look
Oh,
like?
please don't.
Well, they're
I'm
gonna.
pretty sure I
that's
should
so
not
tragic.
watch that.
Worf
No,
is such
you
a
have
great
to. You're
character. and
gonna.
They'll destroy him, I bet.
I don't
Oh,
have to.
Jill, you're gonna watch it.
I have all good things, and that's all I need in terms of what happened 25 years later.
You will always have all good things.
Even though that was a future that doesn't happen because of what happens in the episode. But anyway.
Nothing wild. Sky's the limit.
Mm-hmm. Lenrod in the chat says, can't talk Canadian shows without mentioning Red Green. What is Red Green?
Oh,
You know?
Red Green
You haven't seen
is-
Red Green?
Yeah, Red Green is
It's
a.
Comedy series.
Mhm.
It was on CBC for what? About how many years was it on? It was like
Oh, it was a while.
13
It was
years
like-
or something.
I don't think it was that long, but it was
It was a
while.
long time though.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it was hilarious. You should really. You might be able to find episodes on online. Actually, Jill, you should.
Well,
check
and
it
you
out.
know what? I'm gonna
Oh,
have to
okay, I
interrupt.
think I will.
It's really great.
It's fine, but first things first. Everyone should just go look up the Tragically Hip.
Oh yeah.
And the first song that you should listen to is "Looking for a Place to Happen," and then go on from there.
Great
Yeah,
band.
I could use a good laugh because Laurel isn't giving it anymore.
Yeah, Red Green. I especially recommend the Christmas episodes
Sorry,
of Red Green.
Dalek.
Thanks for reminding me of that, Jill. I was like, Yes, but you're absolutely right. The Orville has just become, at this point, it's like it's become stagnant.
Hmm. And it's been done on purpose. I don't know why,
Hmm.
but it's just something's going wrong, and I don't know what it is. And
Really?
it's scary.
Like I haven't seen these episodes, and you guys are talking
I
about
mean,
it
they
like
just
it's a eulogy.
the ship just
Yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't
it
seen
kind of
Orville
is.
season 3 at all
Kind of is.
because it's on
Huh.
Disney here in Canada, and
I
I
mean,
refuse to give
I
money to
mean,
Disney. So
Mhm.
Well, no, I love giving
The sh-
money to Disney.
I
It's
mean,
I
my
why
know.
is
favorite
this?
thing.
I mean,
I'm just gonna wait.
why is the series even called New Horizons? I mean, New Horizons means going to new places, and the
Mhm.
ship has barely been anywhere.
It's almost like Strange New Worlds. They put the word "new" in there. Kind of
It's
makes you
so
wonder, you know.
it's so strange though because like I watched that first episode of season 3 New Horizons and I thought I was like
Oh, it's fantastic. I loved it.
and the reason that I've been holding off watching more is because I'm sort of like I want there always to be more and I think that
Mhm.
like the Orville is their episodes are numbered.
Hmm.
And so I want to hold off and wait, anticipate the
I'm just
next
gonna
one.
wait for the DVDs to come
Well, I
out.
mean, the
That'll
next one
never
could be
happen,
great.
pal.
Who
Oh, it probably will
knows?
eventually. They'll probably do
You
a whole
think?
complete series box set one of these days. I imagine.
Really? Oh,
Or at
you
least
are an
online.
optimistic fella.
Amazon might have them for download or something.
Well, leave it to the Germans.
Maybe they'll have mercy on us next week, and we'll have a wonderful episode.
But if it keeps going the way it is, I'm probably not missing much anyway.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, if I get another cringe fest or another bore fest next week, I might consider actually quitting.
Yeah, I would understand that. There are some people who are.
Because this is the third. This is 3 episodes in a row. I've been put off by it, and if it happens, if this keeps going, if it keeps going like this, it's like I might think, okay, what is it? Why are we doing this? Why are we even bothering to watch this anymore? Forget season 4. Just let the show end. Forget. Because
Yes,
that's the
I know
thing.
what you're
It'll
saying,
be
Dalek.
yeah,
I know
it'll
what
it'll
you're saying.
carry on for the whole season, and they already got renewed for another season, I believe.
No, they haven't.
They have not. I could have swore I heard that they did.
No,
Oh, well, they
unless
probably
that's breaking news
The
as of
possibil-
10 minutes ago.
well,
No.
they've said the possibility for renewal is there, right?
Yeah, they did.
Maybe I'm thinking of
Anyway.
another show, but anyway,
Yeah,
even
we
if
don't
they
know
do
yet.
get renewed, if this season continues down the path that they are on, they will lose a metric crap ton of people watching their show, and then
Well-
even if they get renewed
Oh,
for
yeah.
the next
I just
season,
gotta say,
it's
yeah,
going to be getting numbers like Obi-Wan or something.
I reviewed seasons 1 and 2 within 13 weeks on my channel, and I at that point I was all gung ho about campaigning for season 4 and just getting everyone excited about continuing the series. And I can't say that I have that same excitement right now. So we'll see what happens
Yeah.
in the next 5 episodes.
That's interesting. Makes me think about shows that start off well and then suddenly go down in quality.
Mhm.
Like I remember watching Walking Dead in its early seasons, and I thought it was
That-
pretty interesting show, well done, good storyline,
Interesting.
good characters. And then it got into season 6, I think it was, when they did that fake out kill of Glenn halfway through this. You remember that? Like he was under the dumpster or whatever, and you thought he had died, been ripped apart, and then it turned out he wasn't actually killed. And then, of course, at the end of season 6, early season 7, then they actually did kill him off. But that was it. Like I'll never forget the episode where you remember Negan, right? The big bad when he came in at that time.
Yep.
It was like I remember looking at the ratings, and the ratings were really still really good in season 6. And then I looked at the ratings for the first few episodes in season 7, and it was like they lost like 30% of the audience or whatever in a matter of a few episodes. It just because that was when I just quit watching. When they killed off Glenn, I don't know. It just wasn't the same for me.
No, I bowed out at the end of season 5, I think. Before
Yeah,
that Glenn episode, I couldn't take the nihilism anymore. It just
season 5
nihilism
was the last really really good season, I thought.
Yeah, there was no. Well, I mean, it was good, but it was just something about there was no hope to the show at all. Everybody's gonna die. Everybody.
Yeah,
It
got very repetitious too.
Yeah, very
at a
repetitious.
certain point. Yeah,
and you know what? It just made me feel bad just watching the shows. I was like, I gotta quit this. I'm done.
Yeah, well, Negan was such a one-dimensional villain to me. Like, he was just this big gloating goon with a baseball bat, and I just couldn't watch him. Like, it was just like, this guy just bothers me. He just bugged me so much. I was
that
just
man
done.
Is a jerk.
Yeah, he even attacked the fans, didn't he? I believe because the fans criticized his performance. And I think he twittered something out.
Jeffrey, I like Jeffrey
Jill.
Dean Morgan.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Dalek.
I'm gonna I will keep watching, and I'll be in the chat, but I gotta drop out because my tea's waiting for me, so I gotta go and eat.
Okay, great.
Okay.
I hope you enjoy your tea. And
I will.
It was nice to meet you, Dalek. 451. Have a wonderful day.
Oh,
yeah, you have a nice evening, there, Dalek.
I've been wanting, since you came on, I've been wanting to say to you, Aaron Briggs, it's great to finally meet you properly.
Yeah, it was really cool. I hope in the future we'll be able to share some more time. Enjoy your tea. Enjoy your lunch.
I hope so too. It's tea is what you would call dinner, I guess.
Yeah.
It's eating meal. So yeah, I gotta go and eat that. But I'll still be watching. I'll be in the chat. So I'll see you.
Wonderful.
I'll see you all later.
Have a wonderful evening, and thank you so much for being here and sharing your thoughts and keeping us company. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much. I'll see you. Bye. So I'll see you later, Jill. So see you guys.
Yeah, see you soon, Dalek.
Happy Canada Day.
Yeah, I want to say it's nice to be on with Raquel too. I mean, I've chatted with her in the side chats on Klobby's channel for a while now, and the Saturday Night Trek is always great fun to do our reviews.
The best.
And
Saturday Night Trek is the best.
I love that show, and I just discovered it 2 months ago or whatever. But yeah, I always enjoy listening to Raquel's comments because they're always very well thought out. So.
Well,
I just wanted to say it's nice
I wouldn't say this if she were here, but I don't like her. I think she's kind of aggressive.
PvP, how would I recognize you in the chat on Saturday night?
Well, I'm Pleasant Valley Picker.
You're BC!
That's right.
Revelations.
Yeah, I just kind of abbreviate it when I go on, on chats like this. So.
Oh, wow. You have a degree in fine arts. You live in one of the most beautiful places in Canada. You are such wonderful company. You are so kind and wonderful. And and you have such great conversations with Hungry Boy about art. It is what a pleasure it is to meet you. Thank you so much for supporting our show and our community, for being a part of our community.
Oh, you're welcome.
That's terrific.
I was really amazed when I found the community. I guess it was maybe 2 months ago or something, 3 months ago, and it seems like a fairly small community, but it's a good one. Like, everybody seems really nice, and there's a lot of really interesting, thoughtful, comments that people are sharing back and forth. So I really do enjoy it. Yeah, it's great community.
Commander,
Wonderful.
Can I apologize? I usually make my jokes sort of undercutting and whatnot. And one of the things that you do so gloriously is that you are so positive and so affirming and uplifting. And so my sarcasm sometimes is undercutting, and you point that out. Not you don't point it out. You're not being rude. But you do make it so that I am paying attention to, you know what? Maybe it's funnier to be nice. And just in my way. I'm sorry, I'm working through things, but you help that. Sorry. End of psychology session.
Oh, there's no need to apologize. And anything positive that you derive from our show is that's terrific. And I'm glad that Clubby and I can facilitate that for you. And certainly also Jill and Mark and Lord Thoth and Pleasant Valley Picker and Anonymous and everyone involved in the show. That's what we wanted to create with Saturday Night Star Trek, is this ability to bring all the nerds, geeks, and dorks together, and maybe even the normies, to celebrate Star Trek and to celebrate who we are
Well,
as a community.
What's your favorite Next Generation movie?
I don't have a favorite.
Here we go.
It's a trap.
I don't think Raquel's a big fan of Next Generation movies, from what I remember.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing that we'll get through them in just 2 weeks then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
And Saturday Night Star Trek is probably my favorite show on YouTube. It is a convention every week, and it is so fun. So thank you so much to you and Cobby for putting that together.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a great show.
It's such a pleasure. It's such a wonderful honor, and it's what's really crazy is, out of all of these geeks, like these guys who collect merchandise and comic books and they're into the film trivia and all that stuff, it was so crazy that the show enabled me to meet another nerd, another INTJ, another hardcore, like old school Trekkie like you, Jill. And I wound up making a friend, like a true friend out of it. I have so many friends through Saturday Night Star Trek, and I know so many geeks. And it was just so great to meet another bona fide nerd. And I have a blast with you. I just love you, Jill. And
Yeah, I
thank
love
you
you
for
too,
everything
Raquel.
you do for our show.
You're welcome. And I can't wait for tomorrow. We're going to be wrapping up TNG.
We are.
In that way, we're
Yeah.
going to talk about all good things and season 7 and the whole thing and the whole all of TNG and what happened there.
Oh,
Yeah,
Clobby's here.
And Clobby's
I love you
here.
too.
Clobby.
And Dalek's in the chat. And Dalek says the TNG movies aren't that good. I think the most watchable one is First Contact. You know what,
Yeah,
Dalek?
I agree.
Yes.
I'm not going to reveal anything on here. I'm going to
Yes,
reveal it
yeah,
all on
save it,
Saturday
save
Night
it,
Star
save
Trek.
it.
First Contact wasn't perfect, but at least it was entertaining. There was a lot of action, which it was just fun.
Yeah.
You know?
It was
I like
Die
some-
Hard on the Enterprise.
Kinda, yeah. But it was kind of nice seeing Picard actually, like trying to get, a little more action in his character.
No, the
at
best
least.
part about First Contact is all on Earth. It's all Riker and Troy.
Yeah,
and
it's all
Yeah,
Zephram
the
Cochrane,
comedy
yeah.
was pretty good
Zephram
too.
Cochrane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooby Dooby.
Ooby Dooby.
Ooby
Yeah.
Dooby,
And I like when they
Ooby
played
Dooby.
Steppenwolf when they were taking the first warp.
That is
warp
one of
drive.
my favorite music videos ever, is watching the Phoenix launch.
Yeah, I mean, as an old Steppenwolf fan, I did appreciate it when they played that.
Yep.
Hang on a
That was
second.
that.
Are there young Steppenwolf fans?
I think I said it was an old Steppenwolf fan. I imagine
Fair
there
enough.
are. I mean, actually, it seems like a lot of younger people are discovering a lot of the classic bands these days because
Well,
you
that's
go on
happening
YouTube.
a lot in
Educated.
Canada, isn't it? BC. I the other day I went for a walk with my husband. My husband and I often walk, or we go for like a semi jog together.
Oh yeah,
And I saw 5 fellas getting out of a Trans Am, like a redone Trans Am, and they all looked like they were in Megadeth. They all had the long hair from Gen X. They were
Oh,
all
geez.
dressed up. You are correct. It's like some of our youth in Canada are trying to recapture the 1970s, 1980s
Oh,
sort of hair
think-
metal thing.
yeah. I think
Yes.
a lot of it, actually, Raquel, is that a lot of today's music. I mean, I hate to say it, but a lot of today's music is pretty bad.
You
From
should
what
go
I
and
hear.
love yourself.
But the thing is, I think
Not no Bieber fans? Never mind.
oh God.
No.
Please, no. But it's like I think they're because of places like YouTube, they're finding a lot of the vintage music, right? Because I mean, I'm not a huge fan of reaction channels. I think a lot of them are kind of silly sometimes, but they do play a lot of the older music, and I think a lot of young people actually are tuning into that and picking up bands like Zeppelin and you know, the Stones and the Beatles and all the classic bands, right?
Why is the Beatles third on your list?
Oh well, I didn't put it in any order. It just I just
BC,
rambled.
I don't even like the Beatles, so your list is just fine with me.
Geez, I think the Beatles are great bands.
You know, you're
Disappointed
a
to hear that.
peacock. You're a unicorn. I
No,
don't
I'm
even
not.
understand. No, come on. How can
So what-
anyone? There are only. I've never met anyone who's like I don't like the Beatles. It
Then
is
you
a
need to get out
bold-
more.
Well, no,
No, the Beatles are a great band.
well,
What's
not
your favorite
according.
classic band then, Raquel?
They're
Not
okay.
according to them.
They're nothing. You know, I wasn't.
Okay, do you like the
screaming
Monkees?
and fainting?
Who's better, the Monkees or the Beatles?
Oh my goodness! Come on.
How about Led
You're
Zeppelin?
gonna say the Monkees, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I would not
Yes.
listen to the Monkees if you paid me.
The best thing
Yesterday
about
versus Last Train to Clarksville.
the best thing about the Monkees is that's how we got Chekhov.
Exactly, true
Yeah.
story.
That's how
Davy
Chekhov got his
Jones.
hair.
Yeah.
That's how we got
Oh, boy.
Chekhov. Jill is correct. That's exactly why we got Chekhov. We got Chekhov because of that Monkees craze and wanting to bring someone on who was young and handsome who would make the young girls swoon. And until his hair grew out Monkees
Yeah.
style, they had
Remember?
him wear that god awful wig.
I remember
I
his hair
like
in the
the
early
wig.
episodes. It was so bad.
That hair.
Oh man. He was a good character though once he got into the role after a few episodes.
Yeah, I think he was fabulous. Yeah.
I think so too.
But
I
by
liked
then,
it
I
how
think all of
they-
our hearts already belong to Spock, right, Jill?
Oh,
Of
Spock
course.
is always number one.
They didn't realize the appeal that Spock had in that way.
That's right. Until we
Yeah,
started
but-
showing up to conventions and we were doing the first quote unquote cosplay before it was called cosplay, before we adopted the Japanese term cosplay, we were doing this at these science conventions. And I think it really freaked everyone out when we started showing up dressed up like Spock.
My
The
biggest
old-
problem is with being a Vulcan is that I can't. I mean, I can't do the no emotions thing because I'm not actually Vulcan, so it's difficult. I'm not an actor, so I found that I probably should be cosplaying as an Andorian like you did.
Like, if you leave Kirk out of it, like, I think the hottest man on Star Trek is Leonard McCoy.
Sure, sure.
Yeah,
Like,
the
I
Force
think-
I think
I-
all three of them are hot, but I think my order would be Spock, Bones, Kirk. That's my order
Mhm.
there.
See,
No,
That's
my
a
James
good order. I
Doohan.
like it.
It's
no,
the
I'm
sexy
Bones.
voice.
I'm Bones Bones Spock Kirk.
Scotty.
I respect your picking order.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't really have a preference. I mean, you know, I must say as a straight man, I've never really given much thought
Well,
to
I'm
that.
a straight man. It all comes down to consent with fictional characters.
But I
Well, there's-
suppose Spock could be interesting because he was half alien, so that might be an interesting.
And
But
there are
you know,
lots
it'd be
of
only every
beautiful women
7
on
years,
Star
so
Trek,
right? So
too.
you know,
I've never seen a Vulcan in a swimsuit.
Here's BC.
Spock's a sexual camel. He can hold on
Anonymous,
7
Jeez.
years.
right?
I was not expecting to have this conversation today.
Well,
I was.
He's
I
worse
I
than
think
a
it's
woman.
terrific that it went in this
man.
direction, anonymous, and I
Oh,
got a good
it's
laugh
always
off
fun.
of it. I mean,
Yeah.
that is a very good comment to make. So every 7 years, then
Yeah, well, you know.
No, but
it's like
that's
the prenup. Hey, anonymous, you
But
signed up
can
for it.
we-
You're like 7 years.
can we
Is it that
like,
time this already? We have to do it again.
Yeah.
Can we like sort of put to bed a certain misnomer about Vulcan sexuality? Vulcans do not only have sex every 7 years. They have sex whenever they want, just like any other mammal. They are compelled by the plaque tau, the blood fever, every 7 years. But during, their off season, they can have sex whenever they want. Right?
No,
I don't know
wrong.
about that.
Yeah, it was never
Really?
mentioned. That was
So
never
this is a
mentioned in the
contention.
original series.
Yeah, it's a
I
very
think-
big-
I don't think Gene Roddenberry ever put that in the Trek Bible
No.
anywhere.
No, but
Ponfar
DC
is
DC
Ponfar.
Fontana, who
Ponfar
wrote Amok Time.
is one particular thing. It happens at one particular time. Um,
So,
Vulcanians are other. They're not like
oh,
us. We shouldn't try and make them more human. And it doesn't matter what happened with DC Fontana's books. All that matters is Gene Roddenberry's canon on screen. And
so
so the books, you shouldn't need an attachment to create
yes.
a story. What happened on screen, and that is the story.
And so I ask you, Commander,
Yes, I agree with that, Miguel.
what
we
is
know about
what
Vulcans
is
right
what
there
is
for
Vulcan
us.
sexuality? Define Vulcan sexuality for me.
What?
I'm
What kind of a question is that?
Well, no, I'm asking you. I'm asking you in terms of Ponfar and everything like that.
Well, in terms of Ponfar, you can think about it this way.
Yes.
They have tried to control their emotions because when they had full access to their emotions, they were quite violent, and it weaponized their society, and they behaved terribly toward one another. So
Yes.
it took them thousands of years to train their minds to withhold these emotions, these outward emotions.
Thank you,
And
Sirac.
so sex
Right.
and sexuality, intercourse, it may or may not be pleasurable, but it's not something that a Vulcan or Vulcanian would discuss. And certainly we could see the Vulcanian using intercourse as merely a way to breed. And this is applying pure logic to it. Would they
Yeah.
still maintain some controlled feelings about sexual desire and sexual pleasure and orgasm? Most certainly. We know Sark has feelings, but we know that Sark also holds those feelings inside, because you know, when a human being gets emotional, it can be good, it could be bad, it could be ugly, it could be glorious. But when a Vulcan loses control, people die.
Dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with Raquel. I think that's a
That's
very
right.
good point she's making. Like the Vulcan Society, I remember the one. What was it in Amok Time where Spock mentioned how in their early ancient days the Vulcans were very violent and
Yes.
almost destroyed themselves
Yep.
at one
Right.
point. And I think probably that's what led them to develop logic to the point where it even started to affect them physically after thousands of years, where it started in the mind, but the mind and body are connected, right? So eventually I think it affected their drives sexually, and that's why eventually it led to Ponfar. I mean, at least that's what I've always thought about it. So
Yeah. And there is logic to wanting to procreate. There's also logic to wanting to have sexual intercourse and to create that intimacy. But always in the Vulcanian's mind, we have to be able to control this emotion. We
yeah.
cannot just the Gene Roddenberry wanted us to have an alien. The whole point of an alien isn't to make the alien entirely like a human being in retrospect. It's to appreciate the different aspects of that alien so that we can better understand ourselves. And certainly when we're looking at Spock, when we're looking at Sark, when we're looking at all Vulcanians, we're looking at a species that is prone to extreme violence. And so these carnal pleasures, any type of pleasure is something that has to be carefully measured, because the tipping point would be that violence, to have a Vulcan undone and to feel extreme emotion, extreme weeping, extreme violence, and it would be uncontrollable. And we also have to remember that these are telepathic people. These people can do mind meld.
True.
They can feel other people's emotions. This isn't like Counselor Camel Toe. This is actual telepathy, and so that is also a part of what's going on. You don't have to show outwardly that you sexually desire someone if there is that telepathic sense amongst Vulcans that love is reciprocated. Love is an emotion, but it's to be held inside lest it escape. A Vulcanian is a vessel, And from that vessel, violence comes forward, not just love, emotion, joy, and happiness, because it's in an extreme. So it must be contained within the vessel. It does not mean that it does not exist.
And
You
the time,
sound like the bad guys from that episode of Enterprise when they're all hardcore Vulcan.
and the
You say it
times
so
that,
beautifully, Raquel.
Oh, I love you, Phil.
yeah,
I'm just
very
no,
well
I'm
thought out,
not.
Raquel.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but your impression of Vulcan purity is very xenophobic. And you sound like the bad guy Vulcans.
Okay. Have you
I'm
taken
just
your
saying.
medication today?
Yeah, I've taken so much of it.
Oh, jeez. No, I think the whole thing about Vulcan society, though, is it's a large part about controlling yourself, right? Being disciplined, you know, not flying off the handle, not letting emotion,
Well, that
lead you to things that are irrational, right? I mean, rationality is
talking
the
about
big thing with
now you're
Vulcans.
talking about the difference between
You know.
Romulans and Vulcans.
Well, I'm losing my train of thought now.
As am I.
But the thing is, the few times when Spock did show extreme emotion, it was always either like a very negative thing where he was, sobbing, or he'd become quite violent. I mean, he had such strength. He could just, lash out at somebody and send them flying across
And
the room.
one
It
time
was
when
frightening.
when he was losing control, he did his best to try to retain that control. I remember him doing some kind of mathematics, some multiplications.
Right. That was
to
in
try to control himself.
what was the episode? Oh, geez, I should know it. That was the one where he's sobbing right in the room by himself. Oh,
Well, I
yeah,
can't
and he starts
concentrate
doing
because
mathematics.
one
I
of a
remember
red
that.
shirt has put something up here, and he says through his rhetoric, he says books can't make up for what wasn't on screen. But can you point out to me any single episode of any iteration of Star Trek where they say Vulcans can't have sexual intercourse except when in Pon Far?
And that's
I
what
don't
I'm
think
saying.
that's the point. I
No,
think
that's
that,
my point.
Well, okay. Well, we'll deal with you later. Let's
Yeah,
just deal
as
with Son of a
usual,
Red Shirt.
As usual.
Son of a Red Shirt. I don't think that it needs to be explicit where they say that they can't. I think that they build up the Vulcan lore where we understand, and it becomes a very deeply private thing. Of course, we can't even pronounce Spock's last name. That doesn't mean he doesn't have one. So I don't think it needs to be explicit. I think that what needs to happen is you have to follow the storyline. And if you would like to see the nuances of those conversations, I can definitely recommend that you go to, I can provide it later. I don't have it handy, but there is actually a script forum where all you have to do is press Control F, and you can actually look up the words Pon Far, and it will give you everything from Jean's Bible to every script written, and it will highlight Pon Far, and you can see the dialogues built therein that explain why it is so important that Vulcans control themselves in this way, that they have these rituals, that there is logic to sexual intercourse, and that it's reduced in that way. I hope that satisfies your question.
Yeah, me too.
Stephen Amore, that's great. Hello.
And Dalek says, you're right, Vulcan emotions are a lot more powerful than humans, and that's why they suppress them.
Oh, what a wonderful comment. Thank you, Dalek.
I like to think that Vulcans are so logical and pragmatic about sex. It's not for pleasure itself. It's for basically, even if they have it outside of Pon Far, I'm not saying they do, they would do it just for procreation.
But I think that when Pon Far happens, they have to have sex.
Yes, they do have to have sex on Pon Far.
Yeah,
or they die.
Or they die.
Or
they die. But if they in between Pon Fars, like between those 7 years after maturity, then they choose to engage.
No.
And I'm sure.
Okay, so now I'm going to turn your logic on you.
well,
when
it's
have
not
you
mine, it's
ever when have
Vulcan.
you ever seen in canon? When have you ever been presented in canon with a Vulcanian having sex for pleasure outside of Ponfar? Can you find that for me?
Star
No, you
No, I
can't.
can't.
That's
New
nothing,
World.
Burger. Dun 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 dun.
You know what?
True.
And the thing is, I'm pretty sure that if I knew more Voyager, then maybe Tuvok.
Yeah, no.
No, Tuvok never had.
I'm
No.
reassuring you right
Tuvok.
now. No.
No,
Okay.
Tuvok
No, I'm
is married.
curious.
Tuvok has children.
Yes.
Tuvok is
No, I'm here for the conversation. I'm not
And
trying
even
to
when
win.
Sarek begins to have Ben-Dai syndrome and
Yes.
he leaks his emotions out,
Oh, Perrin.
and he shares them with Picard in the equalizing mind meld, the equalizing telepathic measure of his emotions. He
Yeah.
talks about his wife, how much he loves
Amanda.
his wife, how much he loves his son. But
Yeah.
once again, Scott,
Doesn't
it's
mention
about
Cybok.
maintaining that within the vessel of logic, because when it is let loose, it is a violent and terrible thing, and that's the whole idea behind Vulcans. Vulcans are
So-
meant to be alien. They're not meant to be like us.
Well, the
You're not
thing-
going to find them diddling in the bathroom because they saw an alien. I mean, come on, Scott.
Oh,
The thing
no,
is,
no,
too, if I just want to interject here for a second. The thing is, too, in Balance of Terror, Spock points out that he believes that the Vulcans are an offshoot of the Romulans, right? If I remember my episode correctly. So
Yes.
Yes,
we
sir.
know how violent a society the Romulan Empire is. So it's quite believable that the Vulcans, through thousands of years, decided they had to control their emotions if their society, if their world was going to survive. So that's
And
I
the
wanted to
duplicity,
point
they
that out.
managed to get the duplicity out of their race as well, because we see that the Romulans are very devious and constantly duplicitous. They're untrustworthy, and of course Vulcans can't lie. Vulcans
Let them
can't lie.
die.
They can twist
Don't
the
believe
truth,
them.
but they
Don't
can't lie,
trust
right?
them.
So we see these things, and this is a wonderful thing that's been created within the story. And it's okay to leave the story the story. The story doesn't have to suit our needs. The story can just exist as the story.
Well,
the
it's
thing
so
is-
strange because you know what? I think I've actually been indoctrinated into hating Romulans. When I watch
Believe the
modern
propaganda.
Star Trek and they're like fine with Romulans, and I'm like, no.
Do you feel violated, Scott?
Well, often.
Leave any bigotry in your quarters. There's no room for it on the bridge.
Oh, Jill, I love you.
Well played, Jill. I love you.
I love you too.
So where were we?
About how you were being ideologically indoctrinated into disliking Romulans. So would you like to unpack that for all of us?
Well, you know what? Who's your favorite Romulan?
Hitler.
My favorite Romulan is Admiral Jarok. From The Defector, Season 3. He is my favorite. I think that he was politically persecuted, and he was trying to do the right thing. And,
That was an
Didn't work
interesting
out.
episode. Come to think
I
of
did
it.
like that episode. That was good.
Yeah, that was a good
Um,
one.
I think that Proconsul Neural wasn't necessarily a bad person. But Romulans have always been presented as being politically and ideologically just adversarial. They do not care about anything except for the advancement of the Romulan people. And here's why I brought this up. It's not because I hate Romulans. Oh, I don't want to go into an O'Brien soliloquy, but I will. It's not that I hate you, Romulan. It's what I hate that you made me into. I'm racist against Romulans because They don't like me.
Wait a second, back up here. A soliloquy is when someone has an extended dialogue in which it's usually the villain, where
Commander,
they
do you have
reveal
any
their
idea
plan.
how many times I color outside of the lines?
We're getting to figure that out.
Yeah, thanks.
Welcome.
Sorry, you were saying. Oh, I didn't mean to be rude.
Oh, you're not rude. You're not
Thank you.
rude. It's just I just you have your own definition of soliloquy. So I just thought that it would be best if I was quiet and I let you finish. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
Well, no, I'm done now.
The chat is still very interested in the Vulcans. Son of a Red Shirt says, if I'm not mistaken, Vulcans like in Ponfar to salmon being driven to upstream to spawn.
Mhm.
This is a ancient primal holdover from a time when presumably Vulcans needed that encouragement to meet.
Mhm.
And
Have you ever
also-
had it Vulcan style on Mount Salea? It's a great time.
And he continues saying, I know this isn't exactly on point, but something in canon that bothers me is that Romulans succeeded from Vulcans 1,000 years ago to experience emotions. They did so without the horrible.
Well, and that's what I thought. I thought it was a break off because Surak...
Well, I don't think it's quite that simple because you have to remember Son of a Red Shirt who watches the Watchers, right? So we have to realize that the Vulcanian bloodline is on several planets, and there was a specific type of Vulcan from Vulcanian that evolved from that space and that time and that particular planet. But there are other planets where see.
Your use of the word Vulcanian is exotic and exciting.
It's just what Gene Roddenberry used.
Well, no, but
yeah,
they changed it. But they changed it.
Early on,
I don't think
It's like
they
when-
changed it. I just think it was simplified over time. However,
No, but it's just interesting because I never hear anyone say Vulcanian.
I'm a hardcore TOSer, so that's
I've heard Spock
maybe
say it.
why.
I'm not angry.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So it's important to realize that the Vulcan species has evolved on different planets, right?
Vulcanian.
And that is a part of this. We don't have someone who specializes in evolution to unpack all of this for us and to give us the charts and diagrams we require. It's up to us to take these episodic short stories that have been turned into teleplays and to fill in the blanks thereafter, but to stay true to what is portrayed on screen.
And Cloudy says, pleasure is illogical. Spock had to be under alien influence in the side of paradise to have sex.
Mhm.
It's mentioned that he did not reciprocate love to Leela Kalomi on Earth years earlier. Yeah, he needed
Yeah,
those
good point.
spores.
Yeah,
Good
and he
point.
wanted to be with her because he actually looks at her and says, "I can love you."
Well, and also, I don't even know what Vulcan genitalia looks like.
They have two.
No, I think that's.
What's
I don't
important to
either,
realize
either.
is that at least it's not on their knees. We know their genitals aren't on their shins.
That was
That's
not
true.
everybody keeps their genitals in the same place.
Balchinians.
Well, it's
I'm
probably
just
similar
saying,
to their
I
ears,
don't
I would
know.
imagine.
I've never seen a Vulcan dick or a vagina.
But I don't think we need to.
Jill,
Why not? I
just-
want it.
Oh,
I
jeez.
just
Yes,
had a
we
knock
We
at
have
my
we
door.
have two
Oh, wait,
wee
so
holes
So
for
I have
Klingon.
to leave, but I'm so sorry that I have to leave so quickly. But someone is knocking on my door, and I have to go and answer. I want to thank everyone for appearing today in the chat. I love you all. Thank you for your stimulating and wonderful conversation. I'd like to thank my fellow panelists. Thank you for your company and your generosity of spirit and wonderful conversation. And Jill, it has been an honor and a pleasure to appear on your show. I wish you the best of luck with this show. I hope everyone subs this show, hits that notification bell, hits that like button, shares this stream, and supports my beautiful friend, Anti-Derivative Jill.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here, Raquel. And I hope you have a wonderful Canada Day.
Oh, sweetheart. I just
nice
love your
talking with you,
company.
Jill.
Thank you so much for
mean,
inviting
Raquel.
me.
Yes, I love your company too. And I
Bye,
can't wait to hang out with you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Raquel.
Happy
Bye.
Canada
And
Day.
everybody remember to go read
She's
Raquel's
so
books.
great. Yeah.
Now required reading on my programming here is here's one of her advertisements.
Delightful. I can't wait to read it.
I know, me too. I still have to read all the rest of her stories. I don't know what took me so dang. I've been friends with Raquel for months now, and it took only just this morning having her on my show to be able to force me to read it because I wanted to be able to tell her what I thought about her stories.
Mm-hmm.
And I was relieved to find out they're absolutely fantastic. I want to read more. I want to read them.
Well, I just found out about it right now, so I haven't read it. I'm looking forward to it, though.
Can I get her to read it for me?
Did she do the audiobook is what I'm asking.
She doesn't have an audiobook yet. I don't know. You'll have to ask her that on Saturday Night Star Trek.
Okay.
Are they,
yeah, no,
are they just
sense.
downloadable files, or are there
Yeah, they're only
copies?
they're only available right now on Kindle. She does want to release them as a whole.
Because I don't have Kindle, unfortunately.
She wants to release them as an anthology.
Oh, that would be good. Yeah.
On paper. But,
yeah, I'd probably want to get a hard copy of it actually, because.
But she's having some trouble getting that deal together. So we'll see one day if she gets, which is a shame. These are fantastic. These are phenomenal stories. These aren't just like, oh, she's my friend and I'm just saying, that they're good because I love her, because I do. But it's more than that. These are really hard hitting stories. I really like them very much.
Yeah, I'm intrigued, I must say.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, when she says Twilight Zone, she's not kidding.
Okay, I love the original Twilight Zone. Yeah, that was a great show.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't too crazy about some of the remakes, but the last Twilight Zone was horrible. Did you see the one that came out a couple of years ago?
That I don't consider that the Twilight Zone.
Well, in name
Consider
only.
something, yeah, just the same as Steino's Star Trek.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
No, I know they did a copy of the
Nightmare
William Shatner.
one? Yeah, it was dreadful.
William Shatner episode on the plane.
Yeah.
1000.
Yeah, it was awful. I couldn't believe how bad it was.
No,
the original.
That was really wrong.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was such an ugly series. I mean, it was just, some of it was so nasty.
It was just, it was mean and it was cruel and it was not right.
Remember the episode with the comedian?
Yes, I do.
I mean, it was on the TV here, actually on one of the regular channels. I remember watching it, and the cursing in that episode was just mind-boggling. And it's on regular TV. I'm thinking, kids could be watching this stuff, right?
Right.
It was just like, I was appalled, really. Yeah. But the original Rod Serling series was great. I mean, Rod Serling was a great writer.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
I agree.
I'd like to check Jill's writing out, but I'm not sure how I'd go about it because I don't have Kindle and.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry, I stepped away for a moment. Did anyone mention
wait for a
Canada?
printed copy, I guess. We were just talking about Raquel's books, basically.
Yes, we're talking about Canadian science fiction written by R.M. Briggs.
Oh, Raquel is Canadian, so
yeah. So she's part of Canada Day. That's why I invited her.
Raquel's in Alberta, I think, if I remember correctly.
I've heard of it.
Because I'm in BC, and I think she's right next door in Alberta. So.
It's kind of legendary. It's almost like I have to take a ring there to drop it into a volcano or something. Alberta is such a way land.
Well, you're in Ontario, I assume, right? Because you mentioned Hamilton.
I am in the center of Canada. Yes.
And Tiger Stripes.
Yeah, it's a few thousand miles.
Am I Canadian? No, I'm not Canadian. I just happen to have my show on Canada Day and happen to be lucky enough that ScottyR37 was interested in having a show with me. So I just merged the two.
Yeah. I was so happy when you invited me. I'm so happy that there are other Canadians here. I'm so happy. This is just fun. Thanks,
It was
Jill.
serendipity.
Yeah, it's great today.
Oh my God, that's one of my favorite romantic comedies of all time.
Yeah, I wasn't planning to stay on long, but then when I noticed Jill had put the link in to join, actually, in the chat live, I figured, what the heck, it's too good to pass up, because I thought it'll be fun to, finally, chat with Jill and whoever else happens to pop in. So.
And you know what? I do owe you an apology. I'm sorry for being here.
Thank you so much for being here. And I was also very happy Raquel stayed for as long as she did.
It was nice to meet Raquel. I've chatted with her, in the text, but never live like this. So. And it's nice to talk to you as well, Jill.
And
everybody else, of
Dalek
course.
says, here's an interesting question that was never answered and probably never thought of. Do Romulans have telepathy like their Vulcan cousins?
You know what? I would say no.
I don't remember an episode.
I would say because the Romulan offshoot of the Vulcan heritage, because they embraced their emotions, they don't have the telepathy.
They don't have the discipline.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't remember an episode where they ever showed Romulan being telepathic at all. Actually,
that's a great question, Dalek. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Dalek.
That was a really good question.
And Senator Redshirt says, I agree with you. The Vulcan form, just like the human form, has shown up on more than one planet. That doesn't necessarily mean they have a Vulcan sense of logic or physical strength. Yep.
Do you think the Mintalkans are fucking strong? Sorry about the swears. Do you think Mintalkans are really strong?
Is that the TNG?
Who watches the Watchers? Do you think Mintalkans are strong?
I don't get that impression, but they might be.
There wasn't really much violence in that episode, was there? I mean, I haven't seen it in years, so I really don't remember.
The Mintalkans do represent the fact that there were Vulcan colonizers.
There definitely were,
all over
the
place.
Yeah.
So that's
they were more primitive, though, weren't they? In that episode, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
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 But yeah,
I
they
don't know.
definitely were Vulcan.
I just like the mythology, the lore.
Me too. It's
So what gives
wonderful.
Vulcans
Everyone-
their strength? Is it the planet they
Oh, it's the
developed
yellow
on? Or?
sun.
Of course it is.
Well, I think the Vulcan environment seemed pretty harsh in Amok time. I mean, with
It
Kirk
is.
needing to, you know,
The
with
air is
McCoy
the
doing the
air.
old trick with he needs this, shot to keep him going, kind of thing. So it must be pretty hot and
But
very
gravity,
very uncomfortable. I would think
how
for
they-
a human.
Planets with stronger gravity can make a person a little bit more.
Well, and also you
Yeah,
do
that
have
probably
to.
too. Yeah.
You got to consider Amanda, like Amanda Grayson. Like in terms of their intimacy, Sarek and Amanda. What, like, is she like? Vulcans are stronger and they are used to a hotter environment. Is Amanda Grayson just that hardcore? Who's in
I
the
guess
chat?
so. Tiger Stripes asks, "Do Vulcans have two hearts?" I think that's from Doctor Who, right?
Yes.
That's from
No,
Doctor
just
Who.
one heart.
Yeah, I think it's just in a different
Klingons
place.
have two hearts.
Yeah.
Just in a different location than a human
Well,
heart.
Klingons have backups for everything.
Yeah, they got backups for everything. So
Oh,
You
Chris
want a
Burgess says-
spine?
do
I
they
got a
have four
second one.
kidneys?
Okay.
Or do they have four kidneys?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the problem with a lot of
Thanks for
sci-fi. We
the
don't get to learn a whole lot
information
about
there.
biology.
I'll have to see if I can
Well,
get that
no,
to
but
work.
the episode in terms of Klingon biology, like the ethics, I think it's called, with Toby, Dr. Toby. Yeah, no, that's totally about the redundancies that are involved in Klingon physiology.
And Chris Persia says, PvP, if you purchase Raquel's short stories, you read them directly from Amazon by clicking read now. And that's how Chris Persia read them.
Yeah,
without having
that's good
Kindle.
to know. That's good to know. Thanks for the info.
You think I
That's
can
important.
read?
I know you can all read.
Fair enough, you're right. I'm sorry, I'm being facetious.
I know you are. And Son of a Redshire also says, but Romulans left Vulcan at a time when Vulcans were embracing the teachings of Sirach and logic to be their only way. Some Vulcans disagreed, felt emotions were natural, and left to form Romulus. And hello, did I say hello, King Dolph, to Raymond Feliciano from King Dolphin TV?
No, but hello there, Jill, and hello to the rest of the esteemed panel.
Ahoy.
Hello.
Excuse the raspy voice. I'm still on the tail ends of the coof.
Oh, don't worry about it. I've been smoking weed since Wednesday.
But I like you were mentioning about the Romulans having telepathy. I was just thinking that if you take the fact that the Remans may also be an offshoot of Vulcans, then yeah, they have telepathy.
Ooh, the Remans are a good question.
What are the Remans?
They
Jill?
look like possibly a slave cased to the Romulans, so they could have some Romulan background and such. Nemesis.
Are they? Here's a question. So the Romulans are an offshoot of the Vulcans. They colonized a planet, made it Romulus, and they found the indigenous people who are Remans,
That's what I was
right?
saying.
Oh, okay.
And then makes them slaves.
Mm-hmm.
That's. I'm not concluding. I'm just saying, maybe.
Okay, so that seems like a hole in my Star Trek knowledge. Which episode was this?
That
Movie.
was Nemesis.
Nemesis, Star Trek Nemesis.
Of course.
Yeah,
Nemesis,
exactly.
right.
Everyone's favorite Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Okay, well, in a couple weeks, I'll be reminded of all of that.
The Viceroy definitely had telepathic abilities.
There are so many things wrong with Nemesis.
Mhm.
Oh,
Did David
strangely enough,
Durden.
that's probably my second. There were its issues, but strangely enough, that was my second favorite
You know, I would say it's my least favorite.
Hmm. I can understand both perspectives there. And Son of
I would
Richard.
rather watch the Final Frontier.
Oh yeah, me too. That's great.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, nah.
It's all right.
Hashtag Cybok.
If you say Vulcanian, okay? So Son of Richard asks, if you say Vulcanian, do you also refer to the Klingon language as Klingonese? And I can say that yes, Raquel does refer to the Klingon language as Klingonese. I remember.
I'm pretty sure
saying it.
Raquel is a bit of a racist.
I've heard the term Klingonese numerous times over the years.
I
think
don't
that's probably accurate.
think she understands what she's saying when she says Vulcanian.
She says everything perfectly. I love it. Everything
that is also
she said.
that is
It's
also
my
true.
opinion.
Oh, okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I apologize. Jill, I am so happy to have been a part, but I must dash.
Oh, thank you so much for being here to help me celebrate your day. I never even got to ask you the main. I didn't even get to ask you the main question I wanted to ask you. How do you celebrate Canada Day before you leave? Just real quick.
I usually just have family, friends, and people who love me around me, and we just talk about how awesome it is being Canadian.
Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted this show to be about. Canadians telling me about how awesome y'all are, and
Simone, why are we awesome? Just cause we're awesome. Just cause.
Just cause. Okay.
Yeah, no. You guys bang your drum all day, you Americans. And you know what we do? We just sit here and we're like, I'm gonna have a joint and I'll see you later.
Yeah, it's pretty much just a day to kind of relax and just enjoy being alive, really.
You know, and it's a
enjoy
Friday,
being Canadian,
which is nice.
Yeah, it's great. I got the day off, and I don't work on Monday either because it's the 4th of July. And my job, I phone, talk to people on the phone, and everybody I talk to is in the U.S. So since it's the 4th of July, I'm not working Monday either because you don't want to phone people on a stat holiday, right? So it's great. I got a 4-day weekend, so yeehaw.
Well, I'm going to watch Patton on Monday like I do every 4th of July.
Oh, okay. So. That's an interesting choice, yeah.
It is, isn't it? So anyway,
it's a good movie.
I gotta go.
I actually saw it in the theater when it came out. That's how
you saw Patton in the theater?
Yes, I did, on a huge giant screen. Yeah, George C. Scott giving that speech at the start with that big American flag behind him. Mm-hmm. It was quite the scene, I tell you.
I bet.
It was a great movie, though. Great movie.
Yeah. I hope you have a great day and happy Canada Day. Have fun.
Well, thank you, and may Canada be upon you as well.
It's on top of us for sure.
Yeah, I'm glad you went on today and did this, Jill. It was really nice.
Yeah, I'm not Canadian, so I didn't know anything about it. So I was hoping to get a little more deep into all the lore that he knows, because he's such a breadth of encyclopedic knowledge about every single movie ever. And so maybe if he wants, we can do it again some other year.
Yeah.
It's okay. I still don't know anything about Canada Day.
I still don't either.
Well, I think it has something to do with it's July 1st when they what was the British North American Act came into effect, which I guess made Canada kind of like an entity, so to speak, in 1867. So I think that's probably why we celebrate on July 1st, actually.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, it's all online. Just take a look. Just go to Wikipedia or whatever and look up Canada, and I'm sure all the history's on there. So But yeah, I mean, I think that is it. I vaguely remember.
Yeah, and do you celebrate the same way as Scotty? Just how do you celebrate?
Basically, well, let's see. The only people, all my friends, unfortunately moved away years ago, or a few of them are deceased now. So the only people I really know here are my cousin and his wife, and unfortunately, they're usually pretty busy, so I usually don't see them on Canada Day. But generally, I just kind of hang out by myself in my place here. And actually, the last few years, I've been going online and just seeing, if anybody's doing a chat on YouTube, actually, strangely enough. So it's kind of nice just to hang out for a few hours and talk with folks. But yeah, nothing
Yes,
too
thank you
exciting,
for
really.
joining me here.
Yeah, it's been fun. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, I mean, it's nothing too exciting. I mean, I generally don't go out to any of the festivities because
You don't
with
do
the
any
whole
fireworks
COVID.
or anything?
Well, yeah, they don't do fireworks as much as they used to. It seems. It seems like they're pretty short,
allowed
usually
to?
maybe half an hour, and I don't know. I just don't go out in the big crowds these days. With the whole COVID thing is still, it's still out there. Because actually, a coworker of mine came down with it about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and they were off work for like 2 weeks because of it. So
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
never
really.
going away, man. Never.
Yeah, I
going
don't want to take a chance really, so I just kind of,
Mm-hmm.
stay at home. I'm kind of a homebody anyway, I suppose.
I am
when it comes
too.
right
I
down
really
to
am.
it.
I like
You
being
know.
at home as well.
Yeah,
And
but I
hello
mean,
in the chat to Doc
there's
Valiant.
there's so many people on YouTube, that seem to, have chats and stuff that I usually will go on and watch something and find an interesting topic, and even if I just end up listening, it's passes the time.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. I think this one was for Raymond. Yeah, but they already prove that the Raymonds do have some kind of telepathic powers. The Raymond played by Hellboy actor used his mental telepathy to join the minds of Picard and the Picard clone and Troy.
Hmm.
Yes,
That is true.
Was that what's his face that played Hellboy? Oh, I can't remember his name. now.
Ron Perlman, the
Yeah,
thumb.
Perlman. Yeah, he was actually in Nemesis. That's the one TNG movie I still haven't seen. I've got it DVD on my shelf for years and years now, and I've never actually opened the darn thing. I really will have to watch them all again before the TNG movie reviews on Saturday Night Trek, though.
Yeah,
for
Saturday
sure.
Night Star Trek. Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah,
great.
because I've got them all. I've got them all on the shelf, but yeah, I'll have to watch that one for sure. But yeah, Ron Perlman. I thought the first two Hellboy movies were a lot of fun, actually.
Cast.
The second one I really thought was good. The special effects in the second Hellboy movie were pretty darn good for their day.
Hellboy was great movies.
Yeah, and then they were. I guess they wanted to make a third one, which never happened, unfortunately. And then they had that reboot, which I hear was pretty bad.
That
So.
was bad.
Yeah.
I didn't
Oh,
know
well.
they had a reboot.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
David Harbour from Stranger Things played Hellboy, and it did not go over well.
Yeah, it came out like 2 years ago or something, I think,
Yeah,
now, Jill, and it kind of flopped.
Yeah, that sounds bad.
Yeah, it was pretty dreadful from the reviews I read, yeah. But yeah, I liked the first couple, especially the second one. I thought that was a really well done film.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
we got
that was my
fireworks.
questions too.
Yeah,
That was a good
they'll have the fireworks off. I don't know what time they put it on. Probably around, I don't know, is it 11 or midnight or whenever it is.
question.
They'll have them shooting off for maybe, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes or so, I guess. I've seen so many fireworks over the years, though I don't get too excited about fireworks anymore. It's like a parade, once you've seen a parade 100 times, it's like, the 101st one isn't quite as exciting.
Yeah, my neighbor does fireworks every year,
Oh, yeah.
and really professional show. I have no idea who does
cool.
it to this day, and I don't want to find out. I feel like if I find out who's putting on this fabulous show every year, that something will happen and it'll stop. So
Oh,
I
okay.
don't. It's still a mystery to me who does this.
Uh-huh. Right. Yeah. I think I'm pretty sure we can. I think you need a permit to buy fireworks. Actually, they might even be illegal in the city here now, because I know a lot of jurisdictions in Canada have sort of banned them for like private use because of the danger, like so many people like blowing their fingers off and stuff.
That's
So,
their right. They want to blow their fingers off.
yeah.
They can blow their finger.
But this
We
is Canada.
used to, when I was a
This is
kid,
Canada. We're more like Vulcans that way. I think it's basically a lot of the fireworks now are put on by the local government, municipality sort of thing, and they just have a big public fireworks display for everybody to go and enjoy. So
that's here in America also. Every town's got their own fireworks show.
yeah,
Some bigger towns got bigger ones, but
and I imagine the fireworks are so expensive now that I wouldn't probably want to buy them even if I could really.
Man, we don't do it for show. Where I live, we do it for fun. Like,
yeah, that's
we used
the
to
main
grow
thing.
up doing bottle rocket fights.
Hmm. Okay.
That doesn't sound
Have
safe.
you ever? No. Well, it's not, but it was fun. You know, you're out in the middle of the night, dressed all in black. You get some PVC pipe and a whole gross of bottle rockets, and all your friends out in the dark shooting at each other. You rarely ever hit anybody, but it was fun dodging them. So every once in a while, you'll take one to the belly and get a little bruise. But
ouch,
it was fun. It was hilariously fun.
Yeah, I never had that here. I remember a firework we used to have called the Burning Schoolhouse. Did you ever hear of that one?
No.
Oh, it was actually shaped like a little schoolhouse, and you'd light the top, and you'd watch the schoolhouse basically explode and burn down. It was kind of like anti-education, I guess, but it was kind of a fun firework. I always thought the title was pretty funny.
That's perfect for kids during the summer.
Oh yeah, just light the burning schoolhouse, and it's like, yeah, that sounds good. But
no,
yeah,
we mostly just have little chickens and stuff and little trucks that set on fire here. I haven't seen any schoolhouses.
Okay. Yeah, I don't even know what kind of fireworks they have these days. I haven't actually bothered looking at fireworks in years because they always have the big public display, the public fireworks. So I figure that's good enough to see.
Snakes and sparklers, the good stuff.
Yeah, we used to have sparklers. Yeah, I remember firecrackers too. Boy, those used to be fun.
Yes, I just watched the public display on July 4th. I do my own personal ones on New Year's.
Oh, New Year's. Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah, I think probably my favorite holiday is still got to be Christmas when I think about it.
Oh, and Dalek is hoping that Raymond is feeling better, and so am I.
Yeah, he seemed a little bit down.
Also, how is Sandra?
She is. Sandra is still pretty whipped right now. She's taking a nap. Yeah, it's still. It's just this double whammy that I've got. It's not just a coof. It's just I've got a bad tooth that's got to come out.
Ouch.
And,
yeah, I know what that's like. That's not fun.
No, and the thing is the problem is until I get a negative test, they won't even reschedule me. So it's just
right. So you got to suffer with the tooth until the coof is gone.
Exactly.
I guess I understand, but that's terrible. I'm sorry, Raymond.
Thank you.
That sounds pretty bad.
For Sandra, it's primarily the coof right now. She's taking a nap. Hopefully, hopefully her recovery will be as soon as mine was. But again, I don't recommend this to anybody.
I've already had it.
Yeah. I've never had it. I've been able to skip it so far, so we'll see.
Jill, don't say that.
Yeah, I kept bragging about it too until I got it. So
yeah.
So I'm the only one.
2 years.
Yeah, I've been lucky. I haven't caught it yet.
Oh, okay. 2 out of 4. Okay, gotcha.
2 years, 4 months that I have been COVID free. So I think everybody's going to get it soon.
Everybody's going to get it. It's unavoidable.
It's like the flu.
Yeah. So how bad are the symptoms you've been having there? Are they pretty bad or not as bad? I've heard it seems like it doesn't hit a lot of people quite as hard as it did a few years ago.
For me, it was a periodic cough, and I still got that.
Right.
I had one thing of fever. I only had one high temperature, and just right now just raspy voice and maybe just being tired, but that could all be because I can't get any sleep because of the
tooth.
The tooth, yes.
Yeah, I know that. I had a tooth go bad about I guess it was about 5 years ago now. I had to end up getting a root canal because I let it go for like 6 months because I didn't have the money at the time to because it's expensive, right? Because we don't get dental covered in Canada, even though we get a lot of basic medical covered. Dental and like eyeglasses, you got to pay for out of your own pocket. So Yeah, I let it go for about 6 months, and it got to the point where it was so painful I couldn't. It was just driving me out of my mind the last couple of weeks before I got it finally done. And I went to the dentist, and he actually put me on antibiotics a week before he would, do the root canal because the infection was so bad by that point. So yeah, I know all about dental pain.
Well,
It's really
yeah,
bad.
I'm opting just to yanking it.
Yeah, well, it might be. Well, it might be cheaper, but then once you lose one tooth, I had a colleague at work who had teeth removed when he was younger because he it was cheaper, I guess, but he kind of regretted it later because he found his teeth kind of shifted, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
With those missing teeth. So
yeah, well,
yeah,
it's one of these you take a look. See, when I saw how much it just for a crown,
yeah,
and it didn't even include the root canal, I'm like,
yeah.
You got to make whatever decisions you make.
Yeah, with the root canal and crown, I think I paid over $2,000. So it's not cheap.
That's what it's looking like.
Yeah, it was not.
Well, I'm
fun.
willing to take that chance, and if anything, I'll take a look at an implant.
Yeah, I mean, you could always get an implant. I guess that's true.
That's expensive too, though.
I know.
Yeah, dental is a horror show. It's way too expensive.
It's 2 levels of pain: the pain that you got to endure before the work, and then the pain
then
that
And then the bill.
once you see the bill.
Yeah, and then afterwards. Yeah.
So,
Oh man.
Jeez. Well,
we're not here to talk about pain and sickness.
yeah, no, but we do care about you, Raymond, and I'm glad that you're here and
Oh yeah.
you're still you're still doing all your shows on your channel, so you're keeping up with all that stuff anyway. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not talk about pain and sickness. Let's talk about Star Trek: Strange New Worlds.
Isn't that the same thing?
That's real sickness. Yeah, I've got some fun stuff planned for tomorrow.
Oh yeah, the Gorn are now alien for some reason. I don't know what's going on there. And yeah, speaking of Vulcans, Spock completely lost control of his emotions this episode once again. So they're doing their best to make him human. It's just
it sounds like they pretty much want to deconstruct everything.
Hey, we're gonna be real in Strange New Worlds. Where's Clobby?
Oh boy.
I don't know if he saw it yet.
I don't have it, so I
refuse to watch it.
I refuse to watch it. So
yeah,
I watched I watched the first 3 episodes of Discovery, and when I saw the Klingons, and I fell asleep halfway through the first episode because it was so bloody boring. I thought, no, this is not a show for me. So after that, I was done with any of the new Trek. And the reviews have been so awful on basically everything, right? I mean,
yeah, you're smart to avoid it.
STD,
the only
Picard,
fun in it is
New Worlds, it's all bad. Yeah, exactly. I just let other people, like Doomcock and Critical Drinker or whoever does reviews watch it, and then they can, give a nice rant afterwards.
And there's plenty to rant about.
Oh, yeah, it seems like it. Yeah.
Wish I had more time. I'd love to tear apart every episode, but I don't have that much time to do it in. So I just
and sometimes it's more fun to just focus on the stuff that makes you feel right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's still more fun just to watch an old episode of TOS. Throw on Mirror Mirror, Doomsday Machine, or something.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out content for my channel though.
Oh, I was just that's what I was doing. I was coming up with a game that we're going to do on tomorrow's Just Cause.
Mm-hmm. So. A game. You're going to make a game.
I have a game.
Okay, right. And you have your channel, your King Dolphin TV channel. So some kind of game is going on at King Dolphin TV. Check it out tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. It may fall flat. It may blow up, but it may blow up in my face. But at least I think something will happen.
Yeah, and Tiger Stripe says we have illegal professional style fireworks going off all around us on July 4th. It's amazing. They are very expensive. Yeah, that's true. I'm sure those fireworks are going to start pretty early since it's the weekend and people start popping them off, probably tomorrow. You used to shoot Roman candles at each other here, said Lenrod. Wow.
Yeah, Dance. Dance.
Oh boy.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah, they only hurt for a little bit.
Tiger, Tiger Stripe says that's hilarious. The new thing is the pooping dog firework, which is a repurposed snake.
Hmm.
And oh, hello in the chat to LDG. And Tiger Stripe says the coof is very hard. When you look up the symptoms, the list is long. What they don't tell you is that you get all of them.
In stages too. It's not all at once, and you get it for like a couple weeks, and it just every one of them come and go, and and as soon as you think it's over, like a couple days later, it's coming back. So it's a very weird sickness.
Yeah. And Son of Red. Go ahead.
I was like, say the whole time you're just praying it doesn't go to your lungs. You can deal with all the other crap, but once it goes to your lungs, that's when it starts getting scary.
Yep.
Yeah, boy.
Yep. Tiger Stripe says you may not need a root canal. Get a second opinion.
Yeah, wow.
And Son of a Red Shirt says, hey, are you guys a bunch of Star Trek Strange New World haters? How nice to find a different opinion. Let's chat about that. It's more like, if I talk about that show, it's more like a therapy session for myself. But anyway, but if you are enjoying it, Son of a Red Shirt, I'm totally okay with other opinions, and it is totally fine with me if you're enjoying it. Chris Persia says, what do you mean Strange New World? It's officially become Star Trek Aliens. I still have half to watch. Yeah. I saw the x-ray. It hurt. Oh, jeez. And Tiger Stripe says, yes, the fireworks really stress the dog out. Oh, yeah. Definitely be careful with your pets this weekend. And make sure they're inside. And
yeah, I don't think pets like the fireworks too much.
Fortunately, there's lots of places where Snoopy can hide here in the big house.
It's good. Yep. And I think that might be my show for today.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we've been on for a couple hours now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I suppose I should probably get off my lazy butt and get something done around here.
Yeah,
I got plenty of things I can do. So
you gave 2 hours to Canada. That's all they deserve.
Yeah, happy Canada Day. Sorry I didn't get through more Canada works. I know that there were, there's lots of stuff made in Canada.
You can probably even go online, and there's probably some of the TV channels might even have stuff on YouTube, with the celebrations. I mean, I know there's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's some places that have like a lot of music acts will be playing,
Oh yeah, some live stuff.
Yeah, before the fireworks start, and then they'll probably show the fireworks on here too on YouTube somewhere. So
yeah, and
if you really want to check it out, there's probably be something on.
And I think as far as talking about science fiction from Canada, I know we talked about Shatner, Jimmy Doohan, and Stargate. We didn't talk about. I didn't get to the Outer Limits.
We had X-Files too. First 5 seasons X-Files was filmed in Vancouver.
Yes, X-Files.
I was actually going to college then, and I remember they used to have the big film trucks, the equipment trucks, and they'd run the generators, and they'd have the electrical lines going along the ground, and they used to film around the Vancouver Art Gallery because it's kind of a really old looking building, and I guess they were doing an episode or two there, and I walked by one time, but unfortunately, Gillian Anderson and David Duchovny were nowhere to be seen. So,
you didn't get to meet them.
Well, it would have been fun to just even see them. But they filmed that for 5 years here. There's a lot of shows that have been filmed in Canada.
Yeah, and then there was also Sliders.
Yeah, I guess it was. Yeah.
Sliders was a good show.
I remember one show that we don't like to talk about was called The Star Lost. Have you ever heard of that one?
No,
I remember that one.
No, I never heard
that
of
was
one.
so bad. It was like a 1970s show. I think they filmed it in Ontario, if I remember correctly, and I think it was based on stuff Harlan Ellison had actually wrote, but he hated the show so much. I don't think he allowed his name to be put on
Oh
it.
wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
For anybody who doesn't
bad.
know, he wrote The City on the Edge Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a really great writer, but man, he was an opinionated guy for sure.
Right.
But yeah, Star Lost was horrible. I think it lasted like one season, and if you ever get
And
to
that
see
was
it,
on-
actually, you should
that
check
was
it out
on
because it's so
PBS.
bad. You kind of need to see it. It's so bad.
Yeah, it was on PBS for a little bit. It was about this ship with a bunch of domes that never interact
Yeah.
with anybody.
Exactly. I think it was kind of based on Silent Running in a way. It seemed like
Yeah.
it was kind of similar to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a weird show. But I don't know. Somehow it just never seemed to go anywhere. But yeah, it's definitely worth seeing at least once because it's kind of like so bad. It's almost kind of it's kind of fun. It's so bad at times.
Yeah. Okay. It's really bad, but it could be fun to watch anyway.
Well,
just for
yeah,
that.
I don't know. Maybe it's I can't remember. I remember I used
Oh.
to watch it though, so it must have had something.
And I had Scotty on my channel. I meant to plug his channel. I meant to have him plug his channel before he left, but he's doing Quentin Tarantino movies.
Oh, okay.
And over the next I don't know how many weeks, he's gonna go through 10 of them, I think.
Hmm.
And I put the link to his channel down there. And
Yeah,
Right.
put some links in the chat, Jill, because
Mhm.
I think I've probably subbed to quite a few channels already, but there could be some
yeah,
that I haven't
I'll
got
put
around
all
to
the ones
yet.
I have here.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Joe.
And and Scotty did mention David Cronenberg, so I didn't have to worry about that one. Then there was also Battlestar Galactica having to do something with Canada. I don't know what it was
Yeah, I think
exactly.
I think that might have been filmed here too. Actually, the reboot. Yeah.
The
Yeah,
2005.
there's so many I lose track after a while. And the
Oh.
Smallville, of course, too. That was filmed around
Stephen Amori was
BC.
here a long time ago. Sorry I missed you there, Stephen Amori. What show did you just say?
What was that?
You just said something. What did you say?
Oh,
I'm
Smallville.
sure. Smallville.
Smallville,
Okay,
that was
gotcha.
filmed
Yeah,
around Vancouver
all of the CW
as well.
was really there.
Yeah, I think they filmed a lot of that in the Fraser Valley. I can't remember the name of the town. There's a small town out in the Fraser Valley, I believe, which is, not too far out of Vancouver, and I think that's where they filmed a lot of that.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And there was also Dark Matter.
I don't remember that one, but
Mhm.
that could have been filmed here, I guess. I mean, I don't remember that name, but
Yeah, it's a sci-fi show from the science fiction channel when it used to be science fiction.
oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's some years ago then, I would guess.
Mhm.
Actually, no, it's just a few. It's not that old.
Yeah, it's really not. It's from the 2000s, but
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember
it
that
feels
one.
like an
Never saw
eternity
that one.
though, because they never finished it. It needed 2
Oh.
more seasons
Oh, jeez.
to finish the story, but they
I
canceled
hate
it.
that when they leave stuff on a cliffhanger or something.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just going through the channels here. Starlost. Oh, Son of a Retro has an opinion on Starlost. Starlost was effing amazing. What are you talking about? That was one of the great Canadian contributions to sci-fi. Completely ripped off that Bruce Stern hippie space sci-fi movie.
That's Silent Running.
Had Chekhov guest.
I think actually, yeah, Koenig might have made a guest appearance in that, come to think of it, in an episode. Yeah, gee, I'd forgotten all about that. I think there's a bit of sarcasm in that comment, actually, though, Jill.
It was really fun to read.
Yeah, well, it's a show worth checking out. I mean, I think it's probably like, I don't know, 24 episodes or something is all there is. So, worth checking out a few anyway, just to see, what it's about. Yeah, Cordwainer Bird, that's right. Harlan didn't want his real name on the show.
Yeah, and Oh, Summer Retro also says, invite me up next candidate. I can talk Star Trek and Canada all day long. I
Cool.
know, I was hoping you would show up today, but I know you've been not feeling too well, so please feel better soon, Summer Retro. So, um, and Tiger Stripe says, I believe The Star Lost is one of those shows that Harlan went by
Cordwainer
Cardwainer
Bird.
Bird
Yeah,
for.
Cordwainer Bird. He actually used that name on an episode of The Flying Nun too. Did you ever know that? He wrote an episode of The Flying Nun.
No, did not
He
know
actually did. Yeah, Harlan Ellison actually wrote an episode of The Flying Nun and used that name. It was actually not a bad episode either.
that. Cool.
It was a pretty strange series though.
And we had in the chat Mark D with the C, and he has a great channel. Great, he's the great enabler. He has all sorts of toys and comics and everything in his room. His house is like a museum of
Yeah.
all sorts of cool
Yep.
stuff.
Got a really cool collection.
Oh
Mhm.
yes.
And like I said earlier, Scotty was on my show today. Thank you so much, ScottyR37, for showing up today. And he has a great channel, The Phantasmagorium Show, and he's going to talk about Quentin Tarantino movies. And next week it'll be Reservoir Dogs. And I love that movie. So then also Dalek 451 joined us on the panel today. Thank you, Dalek. It was so cool to have you here. And sorry about what happened with the Orville.
We all are.
Right? We're breaking our hearts over here. And also sub to Gorilla's Random Thoughts. He has a channel too. He likes to talk about. My favorite show he does is when he picks something that everyone doesn't like, something that's really panned, and he does a defense of it. And LDG came by to say hi, so there's his channel there. Nerdrotica. And I'm sure there was a whole bunch of other Canada stuff I have no idea about that we could have talked about, but I want to thank you guys for joining me today.
You are most welcome.
Anonymous, do you have anything you want to plug or anything like that?
I got my channel that I make stuff for, and I haven't made anything in a couple weeks, and I'm getting lazy, and I need to break out of this funk. I guess I need to find something to make fun of. So.
Well, yeah, making edited content is way more difficult than just having these live streams. These you just turn them on and you gotta go or not go. But with the edited something, it takes a lot more work and patience.
Yeah, there's more that goes into it, and you got to pick your battles because especially if you don't have the time. If I wasn't working, it'd be a different story. But I got jobs and family and all that stuff, so I can only devote so much time to it. And then if I wait too long, then I feel like I've lost the the momentum. Everybody else has done talk about it, and then I'm here like a week later.
Yeah, but your opinion still matters though about it. It's okay. I don't like that idea that just because something gets released and that you have to talk about it right then, right now to be relevant. Who cares about that? If you like it and it's important to you and you have something to say that you think is unique, share it anyway. You never know.
If it's a popular thing you're talking about, it could be years later and you're still going to get viewers, right? If you do a good review or something.
Yeah, because it's a weird thing. Some of my videos don't get a lot of play, but there's like a couple that even like nobody in our fellowship talks about that much. And I made a couple of videos about it, and they still are consistently rising to the top of my most watch list.
Yeah, it's very unpredictable as to what gets popular, but yeah, some videos really can go viral if you just get the right topic or what, whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's not viral, but like people just filter in like
Mm.
like one, how it shows you how many views you got in a 48-hour period. They'll have like 6, 7, 8, or 10 watches on that couple particular videos, and then it'll die down for a little while, and then I'll get 5 or 6 more, and it's still doing that. Even I've had it out for over a couple months now, and still getting hit. So it's a very strange thing. Yeah, I could have done like every Kenobi episode and probably still maybe getting hits. I need to get that out of my head and just do it anyway. And
yeah, even if it's not one for each episode, even if it's just a retrospective, you can do that.
Yeah.
Or break it into parts or something. Just
Yep, I got to think about it that way, and just get something done, because you get in your head and then you just talk yourself out of doing it, and
right.
And
You're
just-
always
it's
going
not
to find
good.
a reason not to do it. So
Yeah,
just
it's
do it.
easy. It's easy not to do things.
Yeah, I know that for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I tend to procrastinate about stuff and put stuff off too long.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have any actual video content on my channel. I just have never gotten around to actually, coming up with any ideas that I thought were interesting enough where I'd want to put them out there. I do have a lot of music playlists on my channel, though. If anybody's into music, you might want to go and check them out, because I do, have a lot of music channel, playlists, and I'm usually mucking around, adding stuff to them every once in a while. So they do change at times. So yeah, if anybody
Very
wants
cool.
to check it out, I think I've got like 56 subs on my channel or something. So it's not exactly a huge channel, but considering I've never got around to doing a video, it's not too bad, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not a
pretty
big channel either. It's we're all small channels here. And,
Oh yeah.
and
And that reminds me,
thank you.
I have a video everybody can check out this weekend, since it's patriotic weekend, Independence Day, and all that. My very first video was a song that a girl did that I uploaded, and it's an interesting take on I can't even remember the name of the song now, of what it was. This is why I don't do live streams, because I have brain constipation. But just check out my channel, and it's a very good song, and it's my most viewed video ever. It's got like almost 99,000 views.
Wow.
And if I had been putting out content after I put that on there, I'd be probably monetized by now. But,
oh, you're right. Wow. Yeah, you got 98K views on there.
Yeah,
I see it here.
it's a very good song. So
Here, I'll post it in the chat so people can check it out. It's got to be a very good song. Wow, that's a lot of views. That's pretty cool. Oh, and thank you for stopping by, Dalek. I'm glad you think it's a good stream. We'll see you later. Have a great day. And yeah. So okay, so I put in the link to Anonymous's
I should
very
mention too.
first video.
I should mention too, my channel name isn't PvP, it's Pleasant Valley Picker. If anybody wants to find it, that's what you'd have to type in.
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's my long name that I usually use when I'm like in the text chats. It shows up. I just abbreviated it on here because it was just easier to do that day, I guess.
Okay, yeah. You said you only had 56 subs. Now you have 58.
Oh, well, I guess I've got a couple more in the last week then. Yeah, it surprises me. It seems to, grow a little bit here and there, month by month. But, yeah, I guess I'm on so many chats like this, though, either, doing this or actually just texting in the little side chat, that I guess I'm in enough communities now where people have kind of gotten to know me. So people just sub,
and you're an artist, too. Do you ever share any of that art?
Yeah, that's another thing I haven't got around to yet. I've got a lot of artwork, stored away in the hall here. I've got a little storage room, and I really need to drag it out of there and get some pictures one of these days and get some of that stuff posted.
And
I could probably... What was that?
And you and I need to talk. Pleasant Valley Picker.
I didn't quite hear that. What was that?
I said you and I will need to talk.
Ah, okay.
Yes,
And that
that's a
probably
great
comes to
segue.
me. That's
Mhm.
probably my cue, Jill.
Yes. Yes, please tell us about your channel and what you have coming up soon.
Yes, I've got on King Dolphin TV. Well, first I write books. I write the Dolphin Wars series of books that you can get on Amazon or reach out to me personally for autographed copies. And I have a channel, King Dolphin TV, where I interview creators and like artists, like book authors, like musicians. And I also do things like bring in shelters. I just had last Wednesday I had ferret shelter. Sorry, part of my voice, it's going. And every Saturday I do Just Cuz, which is pretty much like a variety show where I have people come in, we chat, we have fun, and things usually happen all the time. Not necessarily just when you least expect it, expect it. That's the motto of Just Cuz.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and I've got jokes and games. And
I got a brand new game debuting tomorrow.
Very cool.
Yes. So, come on and subscribe to King Dolphin.
Yeah, I'll have to sub and check it out. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Joe. This was great.
Yeah, this was great fun, Jill. I'm really glad you came on Canada today.
Yes. Thank you, everyone, for joining us here in the chat and everything. And we'll see y'all next time. I'll be, of course, my channel is Anti-Derivative Jill, and I review the Orville every Tuesday. And we'll see what happens. We got 5 episodes left, so we'll just see what's going on. And when we review those episodes, I review them with Pop Culture Curator, who also has a channel. So check him out too. I think he stopped by earlier. And I think this was a really fun stream. Thank you everybody for contributing and helping me learn a little bit about Canada.
You're most welcome.
I did not.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, thanks,
you
Joe.
did though. You saved a Canadian before, Anonymous. I was hoping he might stop by Canadian Spider-Man, but he
yeah,
that
he
would have been
wasn't
good
around today.
Yeah.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he had his own streams and everything, so he's been partying, having fun. So that's good. I'm glad he's having a good.
Do I need to go get on his live stream too?
Yeah, I think he had it like an hour before my stream. He ended it, so he's like, he's probably out or
he needs a designated streamer.
Mm-hmm. He does.
Yeah, there's so many channels with so many streams. Some days it's like sometimes people are like going at the same time. It's hard to pick and choose.
Right. I can never choose sometimes, but.
Yeah, well, it's like I was originally going to go on. I was going to go on another stream today because there's a couple of people that were going live today that hadn't been on in like 3 or 4 months.
Oh, wow.
And I've been watching their channel for like 3 years or something, right? So they used to do a Friday stream every Friday morning at like 11 o'clock here. And they'd go on for an hour and just like chat about stuff, and they were pretty funny, right? They're a pretty funny couple, so they're always fun. But I was planning to go on there, and then I saw this, and when I saw you were letting us come on like this, I just got into it, and it was just such fun. I thought, what the heck? I'll just stay, and I can always check them out when they're on again sometimes. So.
Yeah, I hope they're on again for you, so you can.
Yeah,
check
they will
them
be. They used to. I think they call it the chinwag, the Friday chinwag. They're over in the UK actually, and they used to go on every Friday for years, like 2 or 3 years, and then they kind of got out of it like 3 or 4 months ago because they've gotten really busy lately. So, But yeah, so they don't do it as often anymore. But yeah, it's a fun channel actually. It's called Only Cool Stuff. If anybody wants to check it out.
Only cool stuff. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Speaking of cool stuff, I want everybody, if anybody's still here listening, if you want to continue to listen to a live stream, I love Bird of Prey 5's channel, and he seems to be doing a bed life already. It looks like he's gone live. He's going live, and so go check him out if you wanna hang out some more, and or and if you're Canadian, happy Canada Day, and have a great day, everybody.
Take care.
Thank you, Jill.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Thank you again. Take care, Jill. And
Yeah, thanks, Jill.
everybody to the chat, you take care.
Yes.
Adios.
Good tea. Nice house.